Yo, it's your boy Ryan, Northwest Sports Fanatics, back at you with a new video. Today is Monday, March 9th, 2026, with your boy Ryan and the Northwest Sports Fanatics. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. Smash that like button either now or on your way out. Donate to your boy if you can. Cash App $ ORION NWSF or the YouTube Super Chat right here. We got World Baseball Classic action here tonight. Team Mexico versus Team USA should be a fantastic matchup. Can't wait. First pitch is going to be here in just a couple minutes. So let's cue up the music, take a look at the thumb, and let's get settled in for some World Baseball Classic action. Happy Monday, everyone. And on the thumb, on the left, representing the Seattle Mariners, Randy Arozarena. And on the right, also representing the Seattle Mariners, you know I had to do it. It's the best catcher in the game, big dumper, Cal Raleigh. Now let's get into the starting lineups here first for the visiting Team Mexico. It's a very stacked team. Maybe not as stacked as the Dominican Republic, but quite a few good players here. Leading off for Team Mexico in right field, Jarren Duran. Batting second, playing left field for Mexico, Randy Arozarena. Batting third, playing first base, representing the Tampa Bay Rays, Team Mexico, Jonathan Aranda. Batting cleanup, batting fourth, catching today for Team Mexico, Alejandro Kirk. Batting fifth, the former Mariner and now Ranger, DHing in the 5-hole, Rowdy Tellez. Batting sixth, playing third base, Nacho Alvarez Jr. Batting seventh, playing second base, Nick Gonzalez. Batting eighth, playing center field, Alek Thomas. And batting ninth, playing shortstop for Team Mexico, Joey Ortiz. And on the mound for Team Mexico is Manny Barreda. And now let's get into the starting lineups here for your home, Team USA. Leading off for Team USA at shortstop, represented from the Kansas City Royals, Bobby Witt Jr. Batting second, playing first base, Bryce Harper. Batting third, playing right field for Team USA, Aaron Judge. Batting cleanup, batting fourth, DHing today for Team USA, Kyle Schwarber. Batting fifth, playing third base, representing the Chicago Cubs and Team USA, Alex Bregman. Batting sixth, catching today for Team USA, the big dumper, Cal Raleigh. Batting seventh, playing left field, representing the Boston Red Sox and Team USA, Roman Anthony. Batting eighth, playing center field, Byron Buxton. And batting ninth, playing second base, representing the Milwaukee Brewers and Team USA, Bryce Turang. And on the mound for Team USA, the phenom, Paul Skeens. Let's get it, baby. Should be a very competitive matchup, probably the most competitive matchup we've seen up to this point. And it's only going to get tougher, from here on out. We know Team Japan is very good. We know the Dominican Republic probably have the best hitting team, 1 through 9. Not to say that Team USA can match them, but if they're going to go off the Dominican Republic, that would mean like Judge, Schwarber, and Cal, if they're playing in the lineup together, would probably all have to go yard or get some big RBIs. So definitely excited to be able to see how this one plays out. Tyler in the building, what's good? Daniel in the building, what's good? Marine Bean in the building, what's good? And again, hopefully we'll be able to get the victory here today, but it's going to be hard, moving forward. The one advantage that maybe Team USA has compared to a lot of the other countries is pitching. But again, if you have a fearless type of pitcher that's going to go right down the middle, every once in a while they're going to get burned. And we saw with Skubal, that decided that he is going to leave the WBC and go back to the Tigers. He's not going to pitch anymore. That could be very detrimental to Team USA's chances of winning this whole thing. You know, to be able to have Skubal and Skeens was really big. Skubal decided to walk away. He says in the presser that, you know, when the Olympics and the next WBC come around, he'll be there. But for how long? One game like this year? And again, we needed Skubal to be able to be here throughout this whole tournament, to be able to have a chance, in my opinion. Now, can we still win it without him? Yeah, we could. But again, it's definitely going to be that much tougher now. And other individuals like Logan Webb and Michael Waka and others are going to have a bigger role. So I am a little bit concerned. I totally understand where Skubal is coming from, you know, wanting to get back to his routine, you know, with the Detroit Tigers. But again, you know, when you're going against countries that are hungry, that are showing a lot of emotion, that want to win this tourney, again, you want to be able to have your best players. And I kind of thought that Skubal, after giving up that first pitch home run and was clean the rest of the way, that was probably going to be, you know, him saying, hey, this is it for me. But again, hopefully we'll be able to be competitive here against Team Mexico, and we're going to about get ready here for the first pitch. It's a global broadcast on Fox if you want to be able to watch along. Ryan in the building, what's good? And we're going to be shooting for 100 likes, 100 on the Dono train, and 5 to 15 subs. Let's get it, baby. Like, sub, donate, comment, share. If you haven't smashed that like button yet, please do. Help us get to 100 likes, 100 on that Dono train, and 5 to 15 subs. Let's get it, baby. And Skeens will probably have a bigger role now moving forward, having to pitch, you know, maybe a little bit more than he thought. And again, very excited about the matchup that we have here today, and hopefully we'll be able to bring our A game. All right, Duran, Arosarena, Aranda, Kirk, Tellez, Alvarez Jr., Gonzalez, Thomas, and Ortiz. Pretty solid lineup, especially with the, you know, first 5 guys for Team Mexico. And then there's a little bit of a drop off 6 through 9. But again, we'll see how, you know, the offense looks. We'll see how the pitching and the defense as well progresses throughout the matchup. And again, you know, Team USA is stacked like the Dominican Republic. But again, you know, there's a few other countries like Japan and Venezuela, you know, that have pretty good rosters as well. So this is not going to be a cakewalk for any country, you know, no matter how much, you know, we thought, you know, the depth was, you know, with no Skubal now early in the tourney. You know, this is not going to be easy for any country. And again, you know, it could end up being Team USA versus the Dominican Republic or something of that nature, but we're going to have to earn it. And Skeens is warming up here on the mound as we have Jarren Duran walking up to the box representing the Boston Red Sox. Duran in the box and Paul Skeens representing the Pirates and Team USA on the mound. Lots of Mexican and Latino fans out there representing. I mean, they've been representing very heavy throughout this tournament overall. And again, a lot of green out there for Team Mexico. Jarren Duran, 2 for 6 with a home run so far in the tourney. First pitch from Skeens to Duran. High and away. Splitter, 94 miles an hour. 1-0 count. Shout out to my boy Brooks Beats with the best beats on YouTube. 1-0 pitch. Big swing and a miss. Splitter, 94 miles an hour by Skeens. That was nasty. 1 ball and 1 strike from Skeens to Duran. Global broadcast here on Fox. It's the World Baseball Classic, Pool B. And if you do have Fox or something to be able to, you know, tap into foxsports.com, please do and watch along. 1-1 pitch. Big swing and a miss by Duran. 1 ball and 2 strikes from Skeens to Duran here in the top of the first. Come on, Skeens. 1-2 pitch. high and away. Four-seam fastball, 99 miles an hour with some heat by Skeens, but obviously a little bit outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes from Skeens to Jarren Duran. Two-two pitch, popped up, and goes behind the plate, out of play. Skeens on the mound for Team USA, and Jarren Duran in the box for Team Mexico. Two-two pitch, chopped it off the catcher, Galrali. Behind the plate, count still remains 2 balls and 2 strikes from Skeens to Duran. 9 subs away from 23,400. Let's get it, baby. Two-two pitch from Skeens. Big swing and a miss, and a big punch out there by Skeens on the first batter. Jarren Duran, see ya. Nice job by Skeens. I see you, Paul. Way to bring that electricity early. Down goes Jarren Duran, striking out swinging. Next up, representing the Seattle Mariners and Team Mexico, left fielder Randy Arozarena. They also have Andres Munoz, the closer, on the roster as well. First pitch. Big swing and a miss to Arozarena, four-seam fastball, 99 miles an hour, 0-1 count. I'm glad he's back. You know, it definitely gives them a better chance to go further this year, representing the Eastern Conference. Big swing and a miss by Randy. 99 mile an hour heat there by Skeens. Randy couldn't see it. Behind in the count now, no balls and 2 strikes from Skeens to Randy Arozarena. O2 pitch. High and inside, four-seam fastball, 99 mile an hour heat there by Skeens. Top of the first inning, 0-0 between Team Mexico and Team USA. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Randy Arozarena. 1-2 pitch. Little slow dribbler towards third. Bregman throws to Harper. Laser, and got him. There we go. And that is 2 away. Next up for Team Mexico, first baseman Jonathan Aranda. Let's go, Skeens. First pitch to Aranda, right down the middle, four-seam fastball, 98 miles an hour, 0-1 count. One pitch, high and away, four-seam fastball missing there, 97 miles an hour, 1 ball and 1 strike from Skeens to Aranda. One pitch from Skeens, high and away, sinker, 98 miles an hour by Paul Skeens, representing the Pittsburgh Pirates and Team USA. Aranda in the WBC, 3 for 8 with a home run so far in the tourney. And he's got a 2-1 count here in the top of the first with 2 outs and nobody on. 2-1 pitch from Skeens, high and inside. Not getting the call from the ump there. 3 balls and 1 strike from Skeens to Aranda. Three-one pitch to Aranda. Right down the middle, takes a strike looking, 97 miles an hour with that sinker. Count now is full, 3 balls and 2 strikes from Skeens to Aranda. Top of the first inning, 0-0, Mexico and Team USA. Come on, Skeens, 3-2 pitch. Popped up and fading out of play. 99-mile-an-hour four-seam fastball by Skeens. And again, he's going to be such an important piece after Skubal decided to leave the WBC and go back to the Tigers. He will not pitch for Team USA, and the chances of us being able to win without him, it definitely took a big hit. You're going to need Skubal and Skeens. 3-2 pitch popped up by Aranda. Nice job by Roman Anthony. Nice catch there in foul territory. Beautiful. And that is out number 3. Going to the bottom of the first inning, representing Team Mexico on the mound, Manny Barreda, who pitched for the Oriole organization a few years back. Leading off for Team USA, shortstop Bobby Witt Jr. Batting second, first baseman Bryce Harper. And batting third, right fielder, all rise, it will be Aaron Judge. And we're going to need Judge and Schwarber and Cal. You know, they might not all homer in the same game. We've seen Judge homer in the first, Schwarber in the second. So naturally, the progression would be Cal will homer today. And hopefully we'll be able to see that here tonight. I'm going to go check up on my pup here real quick, and I'll be right back. All right, up is good. Shout out to my boy Brooks Beats with the best beats on YouTube. On the mound, 33 starts, 12-11 record. Manny Barreda. Leading off for Team USA will be Bobby Witt Jr. On deck, first baseman Bryce Harper. And batting third, right fielder Aaron Judd. First pitch from Barreda. Inside, takes the strike looking to Bobby Witt Jr., 0-1 count. Yeah, I saw that Kenneth Walker III going to the Chiefs. That will be huge for Kansas City and a big loss for Seattle, but they'll find someone at running back. Slow dribbler on a 0-1 count, throw to first. High throw, and no tap on the bag. Down goes Bobby Witt Jr. I'm incredibly sad that Evans is leaving, but again, for $20 million a year for 3 years, I kind of had a feeling at some point, that he's either going to retire a buck or, was going to be leaning to go, possibly somewhere else. And based on the team not having defense late in the year and blowing a lot of big leads, I think that was really one of the big reasons why he decided to leave. Wanted to be able to go with a contender. And at least for this upcoming year, we need to get rid of Todd Bowles and rebuild that defense. And, I don't think we were going to be able to go on a deep run as Harper takes a strike, 0-1 count. 0-1 pitch, high and away. Change up 86 miles an hour, high and away. 1 ball and 1 strike from Barreda to Harper. But for him to go to San Francisco, they still need some work on the defensive side of the ball. But obviously they had plenty of money, for Shanahan and Lynch to offer. Big swing and a miss there for Bryce Harper. 1 ball and 2 strikes from Barreda to Harper. But I won't lie, I am a little sad and disappointed, that he's not going to retire a buck, but I wish him the best there in San Fran, and I hope he tears it up and, continues to dominate his last 3 years before he retires. 1-2 pitch, slow dribbler towards third base, foul. And then quite a few notable names we did see change teams. Kenneth Walker the third, to the Chiefs with Mahomes and Kelsey coming back for a 1-year deal. Mike Evans going to the Niners on a 3-year deal, almost $60 million. And we still have, a few guys that can get it done, with Ibuka and Godwin and a few others, but it definitely is going to hurt. 1-2 pitch. And a nice line drive towards first base. No tap on the bag, and that is 2 away. A lot of Team Mexico representation there in Houston. Down goes Witt for the dribbler. Down goes Harper as well. Next up, all rise. It'll be right fielder Aaron Judge. And we know that we're only going to go as far as Aaron is going to take us, as well as Schwarber and the big dumper Cal Raleigh. Now we know the Dominican Republic has Juan Soto, Fernando Tatis Jr., Vladimir Guerrero Jr., Julio Rodriguez. So if you look at their lineup, big swing and a miss from the first pitch from Beretta, 86-mile-an-hour slider, 0-1 count. I feel like the Dominican Republic's lineup 1-3-9 might be slightly better, but the edge would be maybe pitching for Team USA compared to a lot of the country. But now losing Scuball, it kind of feels like it's a lot more even than people think. And a line drive towards third base all the way to left field, and it gets to Randy Arozarena, and a nice single there by Aaron Judge. And again, everything is going to go through Aaron Judge in this tourney. Next up, DHing today in the 4-hole, representing the Philadelphia Phillies, Kyle Schwarber. And again, we know that Judge is the most likely the guy to homer first, in any game for Team USA, and then Schwarber. And then if Cal is playing, since they're alternating with him and Will Smith every other game, you would assume that he would be the third guy. Obviously, Judge and Schwarber have homered Game 1 and Game 2. Judge in Game 1, Schwarber in Game 2. And now in Game 3, it is Cal Raleigh's time. First pitch, Beretta to Schwarber, high and away, 1-0 count. Yeah, I saw the Steelers. You guys ended up getting some good pieces. Michael Pittman from the Colts, Jamel Dean from my Buccaneers. So, again, the Steelers still have a long ways to go, but did get a few notable names that should help the team next year. 1-0 pitch, high and away, change up 85 miles an hour there by Beretta. Schwarber's been the man, 4 for 8 with a home run in the WBC. But again, with Scuball going back to the Tigers and not pitching anymore for Team USA, it's a huge loss. And again, that means that Skeens and Logan Webb and Waka and all the rest of the pitching staff have stepped up even more. 2-0 pitch, low and at the knees. Count now is 3 balls and no strikes from Beretta to Schwarber. Danny Beretta got some time, obviously earlier, about 10 years ago plus, with the Baltimore Orioles. And obviously, with Kyle Schwarber, this guy can home run in any given game, in any given situation. 3-0 pitch, good eye by Schwarber, and Beretta with walk. Now we got runners at first and second against Team Mexico. Next up, in the 5-hole, third baseman, the former Astro, Red Sox, and now Chicago Cub, Alex Bregman. On deck is the big dumper, Cal Raleigh. I got his jersey on here today, and we're going to need Cal to come up. Big with RBI, sequences or home runs. We know he's going to be great on defense. And again, we got the 2 best catchers in the MLB from last season, Cal and Will Smith. And we're going to need them to be able to execute offense and defense. Bottom of the first, 2 on and 2 outs. Runners at first and second for Team USA. Beretta on the mound, Bregman in the box. First pitch to Bregman, high and away. 4-seam fastball, 92 miles an hour, 1-0 count. Bregman's only 1 for 4 so far here in the WBC. And no matter how much you love, a player, and you hope that they play, the whole career, with just one team, just based on how, it's a business, it's about money, and also the player's happiness. And sometimes, they want to be able to, get a little bit more money and also maybe go to a team that's more of a playoff contender. I don't really know. With Mike Evans, I don't think that necessarily puts the Niners as like the top team in the NFC. I wish that we had a better head coach, or we would have fired Bowles and hired Mike Tomlin, and maybe, Evans would have stayed. 1-0 pitch, Bregman, high and away, slider 89 miles an hour missing by Beretta. 2 balls and no strikes to Alex Bregman. But I'll tell you what, when I saw the news on the timeline this morning, I wasn't happy. But again, I am hoping and wishing for the best for him in the San Francisco 49ers. 2-0 pitch, Big swing and a miss there by Bregman. Nasty slider, 89 miles an hour there by Beretta. 2 balls and 1 strike to Alex Bregman. Manny Beretta on the mound. Alex Bregman in the box. But a lot of star players changing teams in the NFL here today. 2-1 pitch to Bregman. High and away. Good eye there by Bregman. 3 balls and 1 strike from Beretta to Bregman. Bottom of the first inning. Runners at first and second. And hopefully we'll be able to get an early RBI or home run here. Three-one pitch from Beretta. Low and at the knees, and that's a walk, baby. That's what I'm talking about, and that's going to be the thing that might be able to help Team USA, get to the final, and possibly win it with, maybe the best pitching out of any country, even if we do lose 2 balls. Now we got bases loaded for my guy. You know who it is, the man that's got the best nickname in baseball. It's the best catcher in the game, the big dumper, Cal Raleigh. Let's go, Cal. Right ends up, baby. Let's go. Come on, Cal. One swing can make it 4-0. Let's get it. Right ends up. Let's go, Cal. He's 0 for 3 in the WBC, only playing in 1 game. In game number 1, they're against Great Britain. Had to sit in the game number 2. He decided to go with Will Smith. First pitch is fouled off for 1 count. Come on, Cal. He's due. I mean, I already predicted that Judge would hit the first and Shorter would hit the second. But again, who's going to be that next guy? And based off power and swing, you would assume that Cal would be the next big guy to be able to get a homer for Team USA, unless Judge or Shorter beat him to it. Big swing and a miss there for Cal. 2 balls and 2 strikes. The bases loaded and 2 outs. And even if he doesn't hit a homer here, even just getting an RBI single or an RBI double to get us on the board would be great. Come on, Cal. Beretta on the mound. Big number in the box. 0-2 pitch. Inside. Did he go? And he did. Damn it. And Beretta with a big strikeout. We leave 3 stranded. I still love you, Cal. And you're going to have a few other opportunities to be able to get some RBIs and home runs. That's going to be the end of the first inning. Great job there by Team Mexico. Holding bases loaded stranded on Team USA. And we will see here who is up next for Team Mexico. It's nice to be able to see some Seattle Mariners represented by Team Mexico with Randy Arozarena, and obviously, when you end up having a guy like Andres Munoz as a closer, you're blessed. And then we got Cal Raleigh on USA, and in the bullpen, Keith Squire. Sometimes his lights out, but at other times, has his moments. To the top of the second inning. Next up in the top of the second inning for Team Mexico, catcher representing the Toronto Blue Jays, Alejandro Kirk. Batting second, the former Mariner, now Ranger, DHing in the 5-hole, Rowdy Perez. And batting third baseman representing the Braves, Nacho Alvarez Jr. And on the mound for Team USA, still the best righty in the game, or one of the best righties in the game, Paul Skeens. Like, sub, donate, comment, share. If you haven't smashed that like button yet, please do. Help us get to 100 likes, 100 on that dono train. And 5 to 15 subs. Let's get it, baby. Every like matters, every sub, every dono, every share. Anything that can be done in a positive manner will help us build this channel. And again, we're only a few subs away, 9 subs away from 23,400. Let's get it. Global broadcast here on Fox, World Baseball Classic Pool B. Team Mexico versus Team USA. First pitch right down the middle with a sinker, 96 miles an hour. Alejandro Kirk, 0-1 count. Shout out to my boy Brooks Beats with the best beats on YouTube. Top of the second inning, 0-0. Team Mexico and Team USA tied up. 0-1 pitch from Skeens. High and away, four-seam fastball missing by an inch or two. 1 ball and 1 strike from Skeens to Alejandro Kirk. Big swing and a miss by Alejandro Kirk. 97 mile an hour sinker there by Skeens. 1 ball and 2 strikes with nobody on and no out. Top of the second inning, we're knotted up at 0 here early. 1.96 ERA versus first 55 career starts, the lowest in the live ball era since 1920. He is the real deal. Holyfield, all teams. 1-2 pitch. Check swing, high and away. Did he go? He did not. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Alejandro Kirk. And Kirk is 2 for 7 in the WBC so far. 1 home run and 4 ribbies. So he's been pretty productive for Team Mexico. 2-2 pitch. Popped up. Behind the plate, out of play. 2 balls and 2 strikes from Skeens to Alejandro Kirk. Two pitch. Check swing. Got him. There we go. Nice job there by Skeens. Way to bring that electricity. Second punch out for Paul Skeens. Nice job. Keep it going. Next up, former Mariner, now Ranger, DHing Rowdy Tellez. It's going to get very difficult, from this game moving forward. Obviously with that Brazil matchup, that was one thing, but I'm impressed with Venezuela, Team Japan, Dominican Republic obviously has got to be the biggest threat to Team USA. And again, there are a few countries that are overachieving here early. One-zero pitch to Tellez. Takes a strike, low and away in the zone. 1 ball and 1 strike from Skeens to Tellez. 1 for 6 for Rowdy Tellez. No homers and no ribbies for him. Team Mexico. Global broadcast on Fox. If you want to be able to watch along, please do. 1-1 pitch. Big swing and a miss by Rowdy Tellez. Four-seam fastball, 98 miles an hour. Beautiful pitch there by Skeens. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Rowdy Tellez. Megan in the building. Appreciate you. I do got a vet visit for Paisley this month, which is going to be probably like $350. So any type of support that we can get would be greatly appreciated. And another punch out there by Skeens. Beautiful. Appreciate you. Thank you so much for the support. 1-2 for the Mercedes and the Melbourne. I saw that. Appreciate you. Stacks. Racks with a little jack. Bang, bang. Appreciate you. We're at 5 on the Dono train. 95 to go. Next up, Nacho Alvarez Jr., first pitch from Skeens in their first strike, and he looks locked and loaded here early. 2 for 6 with a home run in the WBC for Nacho Alvarez Jr. so far. From the top of the second, nobody on and 2 outs. 0-0 here early between Team Mexico and Team USA. 0-1 pitch, popped up, deep into center field. And Byron Buxton with the easy catch, and that is out number 3. Yeah, I saw that. Obviously, Kenneth Walker III going to the Chiefs, so that's a little disappointing for Seahawks fans, but they'll figure it out. They'll be able to, either draft someone or pick up another player, for that running back room. With Charbonnet, obviously, once he gets past that healing process and the injury, but getting Shaheed back on the team is great. And obviously, that is a key piece that when they picked him up was really one of the biggest X factors for any team to go on that beautiful run that led to the Lombardi for the Seattle Seahawks. And again, sometimes, you want to be able to keep everyone, especially coming off like a Super Bowl championship. But when the reality sets in, when someone is due, a lot of times they'll move on to another team just because they've accomplished their dream, and maybe they got a little bit more money. I know it definitely is going to hurt some Hawk fans not having him there, but I do wish him the best in Kansas City, and we'll see what they end up doing there at running back in the draft and in this free agency period. But Shaheed, definitely a very good signing, a guy that can play wide receiver, a guy that can do jet sweeps, reverses, and also can do a little punt return, kick return action as well. Like, sub, donate, comment, share. If you haven't smashed that like button yet, please do. Help us get to 100 likes, 100 on that dono train. We're at 595 to go and 5 to 15 subs. Let's get it, bang. Next up for Team USA here in the bottom of the second, representing the Boston Red Sox, left fielder Roman Anthony. Batting second, center fielder representing the Minnesota Team USA, Byron Buxton. And batting third, MVP for Game 1 with Aaron Judge, in the 9-hole second baseman Milwaukee Brewer Bryce Turang. And again, it doesn't have to be the biggest names like Judge or Schwarber or Cal that have to be the best player in that particular game. You definitely want to be one of the top 2 or 3 in the game, but sometimes it ends up being a lower name player that may not be recognized as much as like a Judge or a Schwarber or a Raleigh. But again, Turang was great in Game 1, and hopefully he'll be able to make that magic happen here again in Game 3. First pitch, in there for a strike, 14 fastball from Beretta to Roman Anthony, 0-1 count. Yeah, we have another F1 fan, Marine Bean DX, and his guy obviously is with who you're mentioning there. 0-1 pitch, takes another strike there from Beretta. Bottom of the second inning, nobody on and no outs. Team Mexico 0-0 with Team USA. Roman Anthony 3 for 8 in the WBC so far, playing in Game 1 and Game 2. And now we see him here in Game 3 in left field. So far, so good here for Beretta. 0-2 pitch. Low and inside. Four-seam fastball, 93 miles an hour there by Beretta. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Roman Anthony. Manny Beretta on the mound. Roman Anthony in the box. Shout out to my boy Brooks Beats with the best beats on YouTube. 1-2 pitch, low and away, changeup missing, 86 miles an hour. Count now is 2 balls and 2 strikes with nobody on and no out. 2-2 pitch. Low and at the knees. Good eye by Roman Anthony. Count now is full, 3 balls and 2 strikes with nobody on and no outs. And you can look at the stat line for Roman Anthony. Obviously, he's starting to get into a pretty good groove with the Boston Red Sox. 3-2 pitch. Low and at the knees. And Beretta with a walk. But again, if we end up getting bases loaded again, we're going to have to be able to cash in. We can't end up having bases loaded 1 out and getting a double play, or having bases loaded with 2 outs and not being able to have that batter come through like Cal did first time around. Eventually, we have to make our mark. Next up is center fielder Byron Buxton. Career highs in home runs and RBIs after an injury-riddled first part of his career. Nice to be able to see him start to get a little bit healthier. He did get beamed on the wrist in Game 1 and went out. And they brought in Pete Crow Armstrong. But let's see if Buxton can give us some magic here. First pitch is a ball to Buxton, 1-0 count. .0 pitch. Right down the middle for a strike there from Beretta. 1 ball and 1 strike to Byron Buxton. Yeah, there was a lot of movement. I mean, we always know every year in the NFL, once this time period comes, with free agency leading up to the draft, there's always going to be quite a few notable names and a few surprises on top of that end up going to new teams. 1-1 pitch. Buxton gets a hold of it. Deep center field. Oh, Good defense there by Team Mexico. And that is one away. And Alec Thomas there in center field from the Arizona Diamondbacks, making a great catch for Team Mexico. Next up, one of the heroes with Aaron Judge in game number 1, second baseman Bryce Terang. I mean, he was the most deadly hitter. You know, we know that Judge ended up having the 2-run blast in game 1 against Brazil that gave us a 2-0 lead before Manny Ramirez's son, Lucas Ramirez, had a solo dinger against Ball on the first pitch. But, against Logan Webb, excuse me. But, you know how it goes. Got to be able to attack early and often. 500 average for Terang, 3 for 6. We're going to need a great performance for him. First pitch in there for a strike from Beretta, 0-1 count. Oh, 1 pitch from Beretta. High and away, 4-seam fastball, missing, 88 miles an hour. 1 ball and 1 strike from Beretta to Terang. Beth in the building, how are you? Bottom of the second inning, 0-0 global broadcast, World Baseball Classic on Fox. Who will be? Fox, watch along. If not, we call the game. 1-1 pitch, high and inside. 2 balls and 1 strike from Beretta to Terang. Manny Beretta on the mound, and Bryce Terang representing the Milwaukee Brewers in the box. 33 pitches already from Beretta here, and we're only in the second inning. And we've seen some teams that have had pretty good pitching, within the first couple. But usually there's a pretty big drop-off with a lot of these countries after the first 2 pitchers go down. And Skubal, obviously going back to the Tigers, is going to hurt Team USA tremendously. But I still think we have enough to be able to get to the final. But it's not going to be easy. 2-1 pitch in there, inside in the zone for a strike. 2 balls and 2 strikes with a runner at first and 1 out. 0-0 here early between Team Mexico and Team USA. See, home run leaders in 2025, 3 out of the 4 on Team USA, and Shohei Ohtani, obviously, on Team Japan. 2-2 pitch, crushed into left field, fading foul. 2 balls and 2 strikes with a runner at first and 1 out. 0-0 here early between Mexico and Team USA. Come on, Bryce. 2-2 pitch. Low and at the knees. Great eyes and great patience there by the hitters for Team USA. Count now is full. 3 balls and 2 strikes from Beretta to Terang. Three-two pitch. Crushes it into left field, fading foul. And every game moving forward here for Team USA, it's not going to be easy. It's not a cakewalk. Just because we have a lot of these top-end, professional players in the MLB. If you look at that Dominican Republic team, maybe the one slight weakness might be a little bit of the pitching. But 1 through 9 probably have a better hitting team than us, but we'll see how it all plays out. 3-2 pitch, Terang crushes it into right field. Fading foul, and a guy in the front row with a barehanded grab. What a catch. He gets high fives from all his friends and all of the other fans sitting next to him in that section within those first 3 rows. What a catch. Dank in the building, looks good. And again, I could have put Aaron Judge on the thumb or schemes, but how often am I going to be able to have 2 Mariners that I could throw up? Whether it be Andres Munoz or Randy Arozarena on Team Mexico, or obviously Gabe Spire or Cal Raleigh. So I figured I already put Aaron Judge on the first, did Skubal on the second, and I figured I would do. There we go, nice base knock by Terang into right field, and he still stays as the hottest hitter. Go, go, go! Runners coming home. Oh, and he's out. Damn it. I was about to say, I don't think he should have taken that chance of coming home. What a throw. Nick Gonzalez and Mexico preventing Team USA from scoring, and I think he got a little bit greedy there. Should have held up at third base. Thanks for the tenor. Appreciate you. We got 4 Seattle Mariners represented in this game here today. Stack, Rack,
with a little back-to-back, bang. But I didn't think that he had a chance to be able to make it from third. We're at 15 on the Dono train, 85 to go. But again, Roman Anthony, he's not a very fast player. So if you're kind of, jogging and you're not the fastest guy, what made you think that you were going to be able to make that? Again, we need to be able to take advantage. And a base running blunder there by Roman Anthony. First pitch to Bobby Witt Jr., 1-0 count. It wasn't even close. The ball was already there, and he was already 2-3 feet away. No chance to be able to get that. 1-0 pitch. High and inside to Bobby Witt Jr. 2 balls and no strikes from Barreda to Bobby Witt Jr. Two-0 pitch to Witt. Check swing. Did he go? And he did. 2 balls and 1 strike from Barreda to Bobby Witt Jr. But I think I can relate with, Seahawks fans. You just won the Super Bowl. You signed Rashid Shaheed. You lost Kobe Bryant, but the one that hurt the most is Kenneth Walker III. But I think a lot of Seahawks fans saw that coming. And I lost Mike Evans to the Niners. So, that's not something. I kind of had a feeling that he was going to leave. I was still kind of praying that he was going to stay, just like Seahawks fans with K9, Kenneth Walker III. But, sometimes money talks. And, now Kenneth Walker III is on the Kansas City Chiefs with Mahomes and Kelsey. And now Mike Evans will be on the Niners as their number 1, Brock Purdy. I'm going to miss him. And I know Seahawks fans will miss K9 as well. 2 balls and 2 strikes with a runner at second. And 2 outs. 2-2 pitch from Barreda. Popped up. Bobby Witt Jr. hit deep into center field. All the way back to the wall. And damn it, it's caught. And that is out number 3. And again, I think Team USA, after that blunder, on the bag, they're going to have to make sure that they get everyone on the same page. If you have someone, that's a faster runner that could actually make that home, that's one thing. But if you really look at the lineup that Team USA has, who do we really have that's got speed? Maybe Bobby Witt Jr., maybe Bregman, Terang, and that's it. So you got 3 guys out of 9. So anytime you end up getting into a position to score, you got to make sure that it's one of those 3 guys, Bregman, Witt, and Terang. And if it's not one of those 3s and you're fucking slow, you don't try to push it and try to take the lead. And again, if we were able to keep that runner at third, who knows, maybe it would be 1-0 right now. But you got to give Team Mexico credit with a great throw from the outfield there by Nick Gonzalez. I see you, Nick. Let's see who's up next here for Team Mexico. Top of the 3rd inning, 0-0, Team Mexico and Team USA. Next up, for Team Mexico in the top of the 3rd, 7-hole hitter representing the Pittsburgh Pirates, who made that great throw from the outfield, second baseman Nick Gonzalez. Batting second, center fielder in the 8-hole, Alec Thomas. And batting third, shortstop Joey Ortiz. On the mound for Team USA, Paul Skeens. Judah in the building. What's good? Yeah, and especially when we only have 3 guys, that potentially could do it. And I don't even know if I would really put Bregman as like fast, faster than some of the other guys that we have. But maybe Witt, Terang, and Bregman would be the only guys that might have been able to make that play. I think Bobby might be the fastest out of anyone that we got. But we got a lot of power hitters, not a whole lot of speed with Harper, Judge, Schwarber, Hawley, Roman Anthony, and Buxton. So, they definitely need to be coached up better. And hopefully that, error by the third base coach doesn't happen again. Definitely cost us a run. I agree, Judah. It wasn't even close. First pitch in there from Skeens. In there for a strike. 0-1 count. 0-1 pitch. Popped up. We got Team USA in foul territory. And it hits the net and goes into the crowd. No balls and 2 strikes there for Paul Skeens. Nick Gonzalez in the box. Paul Skeens on the mound. Pittsburgh Pirate teammates going at it right here tonight. O2 pitch. Check swing, low and at the knees. Splitter missing. 94 miles an hour, low and inside. 1 ball and 2 strikes from Skeens to Gonzalez. One-two pitch. And fouls it off himself. Counter still remains 1 ball and 2 strikes from Skeens to Gonzalez. Yeah, but you also have to realize when they do an event like this, they may not have the best manager. They might not have the best, first base, second base, third base coaches. They might just be able to get guys that accept the offer, but that doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to get the best, for this particular turning. Maybe just who is available. And sometimes it has to be, on the player as well. Like if you're slow as shit like Roman Anthony, there was no way that he should have taken that chance. So that's a little bit on him as well. 1-2 pitch fouled off. Top of the third inning, 0-0. Team Mexico and Team USA knotted up here early. Top of the third, Skeens on the mound, Nick Gonzalez in the box. 1-2 pitch, low and away. Good smothered ball there by Cal Raleigh, the catcher. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Nick Gonzalez. Come on, Skeens. Need a punch out, baby. Let's go. Two pitch. Low and away. Sleeper 84 miles an hour outside of the zone. Count now is full. 3 balls and 2 strikes with nobody on and no outs. Team USA, Team Mexico, and Team Italy all 2-0. Someone's going to have a loss after today. And then we play, I believe, Italy tomorrow with Dominic Canzone. So big swing and a miss. And Skeens with the heater and another punch out. 4K by Paul Skeens. Let's go. I know Libby Dunn is excited, but hey, we are too. Nice job. Way to bring that electricity. Next up, center fielder in the 8 hole representing the Arizona Diamondbacks. And Team Mexico, Alec Thomas. First pitch to Thomas. Big swing and a miss. Beautiful splitter by Skeens. 93 miles an hour. He's on pitch 39 now. He's 4 for 7 with a home run. So Alec Thomas has been beasted, just like Bryce Terang for Team USA. And again, sometimes it ends up being not the most popular guy. It ends up being one of those like lower end names that ends up stepping up in turnings like this. 0-1 pitch, low and at the knees into the dirt. Smother there by Cal. 1 ball and 1 strike from Skeens and Thomas. Now we're still going to need Judge and Schwarber and Cal Raleigh to hit home runs, and we saw Judge hit one in game 1, Schwarber in game 2. But we're going to need Cal to hit one in this turning, hopefully a couple, if we want to be able to get to the final. Big swing and a miss there by Thomas. 1 ball and 2 strikes in the top of the third with nobody on and no out, or 1 out. One-two pitch from Skeens to Thomas. Big swing and a miss, and that's the 5th day for Skeens. He's heating up. Let's go, baby. Nice job, Paul. Way to bring that electricity, baby. And especially with Screwball announcing that he's leaving to go back to the Tigers, and he won't pitch again for Team USA. That hurts us, tremendously. Next up, shortstop representing the Milwaukee Brewers, Joey Ortiz. I mean, as long as Skeens is able to, fill in the gap. Little slow dribbler over Skeens' head, throw to first, and he missed it. Damn it, Bryce Harper. Like the throw wasn't very good either. That was on Terang with the error. Bryce. You got to make a better throw there. Make it easier. I mean, it was on the run, and I get that, but I mean, when you get a guy that doesn't really have long legs and a long stretch, it shows you, having a guy like Josh Naylor for the Mariners, why it's important to be able to have length at first base. Because if you end up getting a guy that's got kind of short arms and short legs, you can't reach out to make a play like that. Now, if that was Josh Naylor, even though he's not Team Canada, that probably would have been an out, even though it was a shitty throw. And that's why you need to have a guy that's good at defense at first base. It plays just like that. First pitch by Skeens, low, and Anthony, 1-0 count. Skeens, 44 pitches in. Aaron Duran in the box, 0 for 1 here today. Come on, Skeens. 1-0 pitch. Oh, Duran, line drive into right field with a blooper, right at Judge's glove. Throw to third. Got him! What a throw by Judge! Wow! Oh, baby! All rise. Court is in session. Aaron Judge with the fucking heater. I mean, we had obviously a great throw by Team Mexico, to be able to get, Roman Anthony out at home. But look at this throw by Judge. He's in right field, takes one hop. Look at that throw, the precision. Beautiful. Aaron Judge, great defense. And we don't really know, Aaron Judge, he's not really known for great defense and throws like that. We know he can do them from time to time, but that was one of the better defensive plays I've seen from Aaron Judge within the last 2 years. Beautiful. That's out number 3, baby. Great job.
Next up for Team USA in the 2-hole, first baseman Bryce Harper, 0 for 1. Let's make it 1 for 2, baby. Batting second with that amazing throw from right field. All rise. Right fielder Aaron Judge, who is 1 for 1. Let's make it 2 for 2, baby. And batting third in the 4-hole, DHing today, 0 for 0 with a walk, Kyle Schwarber. Let's go, baby. World Baseball Classic here on Fox. 0-0 here early into the bottom of the third. 2 hits, 1 error for Team USA, 1 hit for Team Mexico. See if Manny Barreda is still out there. I assume he will be. Oh, no, they're going to go with a different pitcher. So Barreda was at 44 pitches, 25 strikes, 2 innings pitched, 2 hits, and 3 walks and a K. And now they're going to bring in Cruz. And I got the team roster in front of me as well. So Jesus Cruz coming in, 6'1", 230 from Mexico, a righty. So Barreda's time is done. And we'll be, I believe it's Team USA and Team Italy with Dominic Canzone, obviously tomorrow. And then on Wednesday, we'll have Venezuela and the Dominican Republic. And as great as the Dominican Republic is, if you look at Venezuela's roster, they could compete. It could end up being a lot closer, and we'll end up doing that game on Wednesday. So we can check out, a few of the studs, on both of those teams. especially Julio Rodriguez. Pitches inside. 1 ball and 1 strike from Cruz. Jesus Cruz coming in for Barreda to Bryce Harper, who's 0 for 1. And Bryce really hasn't been able to get going yet in the WBC, but I still have some faith. 1-1 pitch. High and inside. One thing Bryce does have is patience in the box more times than not. 2 balls and 1 strike from Jesus Cruz. Two 2-1 pitch. Big swing and a miss by Bryce Harper. Great pitch by Jesus Cruz for Team Mexico. Bottom of the 3rd inning, nobody on and no outs. 2-2 count from Jesus Cruz to Bryce Harper. Come on, Bryce. 2-2 pitch. And Harper off Jesus Cruz is back, and he will be safe. I hope Cruz is okay. Anytime you end up getting plunked, from a line drive, it looked like he got hit in the shoulder or the back there, and then we got the manager and some of the assistants coming out there to make sure he's all right. Benji Gill, the manager, the first one out there to see if he's okay. Right there on the, looks like shoulder. Or did it get him in the leg? Looks like it got him in the leg, actually. First replay, I thought it might have got him higher, but it looks like it got him lower in the leg. Yeah, ricocheted after we see that replay there. But hopefully Jesus Cruz is okay. I imagine that didn't feel good. Or did it get him exactly? Ooh, right on the ankle. Holy moly. And he doesn't have a pad there either. Right on that ankle bone. He's going to try to hopefully walk it off. Like, sub, donate, comment, share. If you haven't smashed that like button yet, please do. Help us get to 100 likes. 100 on that dono train. And 5 to 15 subs. Let's get it, baby. And Jesus Cruz is going to do a couple warm-up pitches to see if he's got any push-off on his legs after getting hit on the ankle there off a line drive from Bryce Harper moments ago. 91 miles an hour there with a 4-seam fastball with the practice pitch. Yeah, you should take a look, Dank. Look at the roster for Puerto Rico, Venezuela. I think a lot of people would be surprised to see some kind of recognizable names on some of these countries other than the Dominican Republic. I mean, they have Jarren Duran, right, from the Red Sox, Randy Arozarena from the Mariners, Aranda from Tampa Bay, Alejandro Kirk from the Blue Jays, Brody Tellez that used to be on our team, now on the Rangers, Nacho Alvarez, Braves, Gonzalez, Pirates, Thomas, Diamondbacks, Ortiz, Brewers. So, some of these countries are going to have a 1 through 9 that are going to have MLB action. So, next up is Aaron Judge. Come on, Judge. First pitch. Low and away. Slider, 91 miles an hour. Missing by Jesus Cruz. 1-0 count. Let's go, Aaron. Let's go, Judge. 1-0 pitch. Big swing and a miss. Slider, 84 miles an hour by Jesus Cruz for Team Mexico. 1 ball and 1 strike with runner at first, Bryce Harper, and no outs. Bottom of the 3rd inning, 0-0 here early between Team Mexico and Team USA. Shout out to my boy Brooks Beats with the best beats on YouTube. Pitches low and away. 2 balls and 1 strike to Aaron Judge. Come on, Judge. Already made that magnificent throw to third from right field. Let's see if the bat can come alive as well. 2-1 pitch. Judge crushes it into right field. Back. See ya! Let's go! Bang! Let's go! 2-run blast by Aaron Judge, and that's the reason why he's the best player on planet Earth, not named Shohei Ohtani. Let's go! Way to go, Aaron Judge.
and it shows you how valuable he is to this Team USA. Let's go. Nice job. All rise. Board is in session. Aaron Judge going yard again. Game 1, he goes yard. Game 3, he goes yard again. And sometimes when Judge goes yard early within the first 3 innings, guess what? Sometimes that means he'll go yard again. And again, great job by Aaron there, defensively and now offensively. Next up, Kyle Schwarber. And you have to assume that he would be the next guy, based off his power, that could end up homering for Team USA. He did yesterday, and obviously in game number 2 for Team USA. Cal has not homered yet, but you would assume that he would be next. Schwarber with a line drive right up the middle into the right fielder's glove. And a nice single there by Kyle Schwarber. Here we go. We got a little bit of momentum now, a little Uncle Mo. Nice job by Schwarbs. Next up, third baseman, the former Stro and Red Sox, now Chicago Cub, Alex Bregman. Let's go, Bregs. Let's go. Same thing goes with Japan and Shohei Ohtani. If you throw it anywhere in that strike zone down the middle, beware. Because the power that Ohtani and Judge have is just unmatched. It's ridiculous. First pitch in there from Jesus Cruz to Alex Bregman, 1-0 count. And you have to assume that, when Ohtani and Judge are done playing, their memorabilia is going to be worth a lot of money. I mean, it already is worth a lot of money now, but can you imagine when they're done playing, how much their cards and their memorabilia are going to be? It's going to be insane. Bregman takes a strike, 1 ball and 1 strike from Jesus Cruz. 1-1 pitch. Slow dribbler towards third base with that 83-mile-an-hour slider by Jesus Cruz towards that third base line. Foul. 1 ball and 2 strikes with nobody, someone on first with no outs. 2-0 Team USA. And Bregman crushes it into left field, fading foul. Yeah, I mean, usually that's what it comes down to. Or, they want to represent their heritage and whatnot, so. One-two pitch, low and away. 2 balls and 2 strikes from Cruz to Bregman. I mean, being a Boston Red Sox fan yourself, obviously you have Duran on one team and Anthony on the other. Would you rather have Duran on Team USA? Sounds like it. 2-2 pitch. I mean, I would rather have Duran than Roman Anthony. I mean, if we had to choose one or the two, on this particular team, but, Yeah. I mean, it is the WBC. It's not the Olympics, so. Olympics, it would probably be a little bit more stingy, based on the qualifications and whatnot. This is a little bit more like for fun. 3-2 pitch. Big swing and a miss for Bregman. Jesus Cruz with a beautiful punch out, his first K, and that is 1 away. Next up, the big dumper, catcher Cal Raleigh. Let's go, Cal. We had bases loaded early in the first, and, he ended up leaving them stranded. Hopefully Cal will be able to get into a rhythm. First pitch to big dumper, and he got hit in the back. Four-seam fastball. Boo. Why are you going to be hitting my mans like that? Plunked him right in the lower back. Golly. Come on, Jesus Cruz. What the hell are you trying to do to my guy? Cal Raleigh to first. Next up, left fielder Roman Anthony. I mean, the last thing that we need as Mariner fans is to see, anybody get hurt. Whether it be Dominic Canzone on Team Italy, Andres Munoz or Randy Arozarena here for Team Mexico, or Gabe Spire or Cal Raleigh for Team USA. And there's probably a few other Mariners that might be sprinkled in as well. But those are just the ones off the top of the head. But we can't afford an injury coming into the year. First pitch to Roman Anthony, takes a strike. First plate appearance was a walk. 0-1 count. 0-1 pitch. Uh-oh. Roman Anthony back. See ya! 3-run blast. 5-0 Team USA. And again, a lot of countries have good hitting, but they don't have the pitching. And again, Team USA, even with Skubal leaving, we have the best, but it may still not be enough. There we go. There we go, baby. Well, I guess Roman Anthony said, well, you want to have Durant over me? I'll show you why I'm valuable. And Roman Anthony shows us why he's valuable for Team USA and the Boston Red Sox. 3-run blast by Roman. 5-0 Team USA, baby. Next up, center fielder Byron Buxton. And Jesus Cruz's day is over. And again, usually with pitching with a lot of these countries, depending on if they have MLB guys on the roster or not, or just guys that are playing for their country, and that's it. Usually the first 2 guys that come in, for any country are usually pretty good. And then there's usually a huge drop-off. But, that typically happens, in the MLB with the bullpen as well. Once you go past your starter, it's kind of a crapshoot. You don't really know what you're going to get. Even if you end up having a great bullpen player coming in, that doesn't mean that they're going to be lights out. It's like Gabe Spire on Team USA and the Mariners. He might be one of the top 3 guys with Brash and Bizzardo, but do we fully trust him? No. We know for every punch out that he gets, that next batter, he might give up a home run, and that's what he did in Game 1 for Team USA. He got a punch out, but again, he's not going to retire the side with 3 Ks all the time. And again, Jesus Cruz ended up giving up that big 3-run blast, and just like that, 5-0 Team USA. Yeah, and also making up for the bugaboo at third coming home. And I think that we'll forget about that. And now we'll remember that 3-run blast instead. So 100% agree with you, Judah. Nice job by Roman Anthony, giving us that electricity, as well as Aaron Judge that inning. Nice job. Jesus Cruz's ERA is 135. Oh, my. Gastelum is coming in next. So Luis Gastelum is a righty, 6'2", 175. We'll be in here shortly. Yeah, I could see that happening. I think on the low end, 18 to 20, if he gets injured a little bit. But yeah, 25 to 30 definitely could be possible. First pitch from Gastelum to Buxton for 1 count. And even though Team USA sometimes starts a little slow, once these other pitchers start coming in and they have to face our top-tier talent, usually the results speak for themselves. Big swing and a miss by Byron Buxton. No balls and 2 strikes from Gastelum to Buxton. Bottom of the third, 5-0 Team USA. But what I really want to see is like Team USA versus Team Japan and Shohei Ohtani and Yoshinobu Yamamoto, or with Venezuela, or with a Dominican Republic against Julio and Vladimir Guerrero Jr. and Fernando Tatis Jr. and Juan Soto. But again, we're gonna have to be patient, but we're eventually gonna get those matchups. But nice to be able to see Team USA strike early and not have to wait until the 5th, the 6th, or the 7th to get going. 1-2 pitch, low and at the knees. 2 balls and 2 strikes from Gastelum to Buxton. Obviously, this is the first, challenge, since we played Brazil and obviously Great Britain. Not really a challenge for us. But this Mexico team has enough MLB talent that it could be. But obviously, Judge and Roman Anthony with a 2-run jack and a 3-run jack, that definitely helped. Count now is full to Byron Buxton. 3 balls and 2 strikes. 3-2 pitch. Check swing and goes behind the plate. Foul. Count still remains 3 balls and 2 strikes with nobody on and 1 out. Yeah, Yoshida as well. Red Sox are definitely sprinkled in this World Baseball Classic. It's good to see. 3-2 pitch, popped up, and out of play. Yeah, when he first came up, he started a little slow, but within the last 50 games, and obviously playing in this World Baseball Classic going into this year, should definitely be a very good player. Big swing and a miss there by Byron Buxton, and that is 2 away. Nice punch out there by Gastelum, his first. See you, Louise. Next up, the MVP of Game 1 with Aaron Judge, second baseman Bryce Turang. Go, Bryce. It's kind of nice to be able to see Team USA get going early rather than having to wait and kind of getting nervous, like in that Great Britain game. 1-for-1 with a double for Bryce Turang. He was absolutely locked in game number 1. Played the best game overall besides Judge, hitting that 2-run blast in Game 1. Pitch is high and inside by Gastelum. 93 miles an hour with the 4-seam fastball, high and tight. 2 balls and no strikes to Bryce Turang. And that's why this tourney is, fun to watch, because it's not always going to be Judge. It's not always going to be Schwarber, or a big name like Cal. Sometimes it ends up being one of those lower name guys that step up big. Popped up, and Randy Arozarena there with the catch, and that is out number 3. That's the end of the 3rd inning with 2 home runs, and they were big ones. 2-run blast by Aaron Judge. Court is in session, all rise, and a 3-run blast by left fielder, up-and-coming stud, Roman Anthony. 5-0 Team USA. Let's go. To the top of the 4th. He was up next to Mexico. Next up for Team Mexico, representing the Seattle Mariners as well, left fielder Randy Arozarena. 1. Batting second in the 3-hole, representing the Tampa Bay Rays, and Team Mexico first baseman Jonathan Aranda. 0-for-1. And batting third, cleanup hitter today, representing the Toronto Blue Jays and Team Mexico, catcher Alejandro Kirk. 0-for-1 with a K. Like, sub, donate, comment, share. If you haven't smashed that like button yet, please do. Help us get to 100 likes, 100 on that donut train. And 5 to 15 subs. Let's get it, baby. Shout out to my boy Brooks Beats with the best beats on YouTube. 9 subs away from 23,400. We're at 23,391. We're at 23 likes, 77 to go. First pitch there from Paul Skeens to Randy Arozarena with a splitter. 1-0 count. Skeens on the mound. Randy Arozarena in the box. 1-0 pitch. Whoa. High and inside. Randy had to duck. 2 balls and no strikes to Randy Arozarena. Randy didn't move his head. He would have gotten hit in the head. Good awareness there by Randy. Hopefully his defense in left field for the Mariners will be better than last year. Pitch right down the middle with the sinker. Peter, 97 miles an hour. 2 balls and 1 strike from Skeens to Arosarena. Randy's 0 for 1 so far here against Team USA. 2-1 pitch. Popped up. And out of play. Top of the 4th inning, 5-0, Team USA. 2-2 pitch from Skeens, low and away. Count now is full for Randy Arosarena. 3 balls, 2 strikes, nobody on and no out. Team USA up 5-0 with a 2-run blast by Aaron Judge in the 3rd, as well as a 3-run blast by Boston Red Sox very own Roman Anthony. And strike 3 on Randy. Let's go. 6 days, Paul Skeens. Nice job, Paul. Next up, for Team Mexico, in the 3-hole, 0 for 1 first baseman, Jonathan Aranda. That's the first time in the tourney for Team USA that we've been able to get off to a fast start within the first 3 innings. Obviously, with obviously we had that 2-run blast by Aaron Judge early in the first when we had a 2-0 lead, but then gave up a home run to Manny Ramirez's 2-1. And then it was kind of slow for a while. And then with Great Britain, it was scoreless for quite some time. You have to take like the 5th inning to get going, but it's nice to be able to see Team USA finally get going, other than Game 1 with the 2-run blast. But we got another one by Judge, just like in Game 1, and then Roman Anthony joined the home run party as well, which was awesome. I still would have taken solo dingers for both, but a 2-run blast and a 3-run blast, yes, sign me up. Skeens in there with a curveball, off speed, 83 miles an hour, just outside. 2 balls and no strikes to Aranda. Jonathan Aranda in the box, Paul Skeens on the mound. 2-0 pitch, high and away, 4-seam fastball, 97 miles an hour, not getting the call by the ump there. 3 balls and no strikes from Skeens to Aranda. Shout out to my boy Brooks Beats with the best beats on YouTube. 3-0 pitch, and that's a rare 4-pitch walk for Skeens, and you're not going to see that often in the WBC or, him obviously pitching for the Pittsburgh Pirates. They got 2 pitchers warming up in the pen. 39 strikeouts, 2 walks for Team USA so far in 3 games. Top of the 4th, 5-0 Team USA with a runner at first and 1 out. Alejandro Kirk, what a play! Go to first, no! Incredible play by Bobby Witt Jr. to extend and to have that, arm strength to be able to get it to first. And we obviously know Alejandro Kirk is a little slow, right? But that was a great hit by Kirk. But look at this ability by Bobby Witt Jr. The full extension, throwing from the knees, double knees, right into the mitt, and still within about 2 seconds before Kirk came into the frame. Bobby Witt Jr., one of the best in MLB offensively and defensively, came up at the same time as Julio Rodriguez, and I ended up seeing them both as rookies at T-Mobile. Wow, incredible play. The defensive plays that we've been seeing here today have been incredible. Throw home, obviously, to get Roman Anthony out, to Aaron Judge to third, and now Bobby Witt to first. Incredible. And you know how much I love defense as a fan. Whether it's basketball, baseball, football, or hockey, I'm a defensive guy first. Wow. Incredible. Great effort by Bobby Witt Jr. I mean, obviously, if it was a faster player, than Kirk, maybe they would have been able to run that out. But still, great effort by Bobby Witt Jr. And Kirk was hustling. First pitch to Rowdy Tellez in there for a strike, 0-1 count. 0-1 pitch from Skeens incoming. Right down the middle for a strike. No balls and 2 strikes to Rowdy Tellez. Tellez 0 for 1 with a strikeout. Skeens on the mound. Tellez in the box. the one with a strikeout so far for Rowdy, former Seattle Mariner, now Ranger. 0-2 pitch to Les, pops it up and out of play. Good catch by that fan out there. Top of the fourth inning, 5-0 Team USA with a runner at second and 2 out. Definitely been the best defensive game I've seen so far for Team USA, and we're only in the fourth inning. Beautiful. 0-2 pitch from Skeens. Big swing and a miss. And another punch out by Skeens, and that might be the last inning that we see Paul. Good job, Paul. You were electric, baby. We're at the bottom of the fourth inning and see if we can extend our lead. And when's the best time to be able to come up with a home run or a big hit or RBI after you make a defensive gem? Leading off, shortstop, after making that great throw from the knees to first, shortstop Bobby Witt Jr. Batting second, first baseman Bryce Harper. And batting third, right fielder Aaron Judge. Let's go. No, not necessarily. There's just not enough of an audience for me to do things like that. You know, for like golf or, tennis or bowling, there's just not enough of an audience, unfortunately. Even for NBA and college basketball and NASCAR and things of that nature. If it's basketball, if it's NASCAR, if it's the NHL, it's kind of a niche, so, even those are more popular than, golf or bowling, but, primarily we're going to be doing, MLB baseball for the Mariners. And then the Ducks and a lot of college football with all of the college football top 25 teams, the NFL, Monday night, Sunday night, Thursday night, you name it, we're going to do it. And then after those things, then it's kind of like, we'll wait and see, WWE, or NHL with the Seattle Kraken or NBA, again, a lot of these other things other than baseball and football are very kind of niche markets. So. Now, if we could end up getting, a good turnout with good support with likes and subs and donos for other things, like UFC or boxing or golf or bowling, I definitely would be open to doing it. But, if I'm doing this full time, I have to look at the metrics and, I have bills to pay. I got a $350 more than likely vet bill coming up. And, I do this full time and, sometimes we get support. Sometimes, it's a little light and whatnot. So, all I can do is just do my very best. And then hope that we get the support that we need day in and day out. Skeens is done. Let's see if Bobby Witt Jr. can come up with a big hit or home run here after that great defensive jump. But I mean, I'm probably the most versatile sports YouTuber that's out there. I can pretty much do any sport, even WWE or AEW, which isn't really necessarily a sport, it's wrestling, but there's nothing really I shy away from. First pitch in there to Bobby Witt Jr., 0-1 count. We got Alex Carrillo coming in now for Team Mexico. 0-1 pitch. And Bobby Witt Jr. into the gap. Like I said, when's the best time to get a hit after a great defensive play? And he gets a stand-up double right there. My ESP is on point. Nice job, Bobby. I mean, the same thing goes in, Major League Baseball. Make a great defensive play, and if you're one of the first three up the next inning, as far as 1, 2, or 3, more times than not, it gives them that Uncle Mo and that juice that's still flowing in their veins, and then they end up coming up big, and Bobby proves my point. Nice job, Witt. Next up is Bryce Harper. But when I started the channel, we ended up doing reaction videos. I had a partner that I did the channel with, and we did football, aka soccer, with like Messi and Ronaldo, and like the reaction videos, highlights for soccer and rugby, as well as other sports like football and basketball and whatnot. So you just kind of have to be able to, pivot and adjust, as you continue to grow your channel. And this is my 14th year streaming, 10th on YouTube, and I plan on doing this for the rest of my life. So I keep on the grind. First pitch in there, 1-0 count. 1-0 pitch to Bryce. Big swing and a miss to Bryce Harper. 1 ball and 1 strike. in the bottom of the fourth with a runner at second and no outs. 5-0, Team USA with the lead. 1-1 pitch, low and inside. 2 balls and 1 strike from Carrillo to Harper. One pitch, and Harper crushes it out of play. 2 balls and 2 strikes with a runner at second and no out. Team USA up 5-0 over Team Mexico. But again, my preference, in content would be baseball, first, and then, college football and NFL tied for second. Those are my probably favorite things to do. But I do like an occasional WWE PLE, but ever since they sold out and went to ESPN, obviously the interest and the product hasn't been as good. Bottom of the fourth inning, runner at second with no outs. 3-2 count from Carrillo to Bryce Harper. 3-2 pitch. Big swing and a miss. Gets Bryce to bite, and that is 1 away. Bryce just hasn't really been able to find his rhythm yet in this WBC. But a guy that has found the rhythm early and often on offense and defense, right fielder Aaron Judge. All rise. Court is in session. He's already homered in Game 1 and Game 3. Definitely the best player overall on Team USA. There's no doubt about that. Just like Shohei Ohtani is the best on Team Japan, they are the 2 best on planet Earth. I'm just happy that the Mariners have the best catcher and the best center fielder in Cal Raleigh and Julio Rodriguez. And it's definitely going to be a battle, against the Yankees and the Blue Jays and other teams in the American League. Judge is 2 for 2 here so far. First pitch from Carrillo. Low and away. 1-0 count. Pitch. Low and away. Four-seam fastball, 99 miles an hour there by Carrillo. 2 balls and no strikes to Aaron Judge. Two-0 pitch to Judge. Big swing and a miss. 2 balls and 1 strike from Carrillo to Judge. Come on, Aaron. Yankee all-time to win 3 MVPs. Joe DiMaggio, Yogi Berra, Mickey Mantle. And, he's kind of like modern-day Mickey Mantle. Playing here today, Aaron Judge. 2-1 pitch. Low and at the knees. Good eye by Judge. 3 balls and 1 strike from Carrillo to Judge. And, when he was battling in 2022 for the home run, title, the real one with no PEDs, not talking about Bonds, but, Roger Maris with 61. And Judge crushes it towards that left field line foul. I definitely was thinking, I need to invest in the Aaron Judge autograph rookie graded. And I ended up snagging one. It was definitely tough on eBay, battling with so many people. But again, sometimes if you invest, $500-600, back then, in something special, and you hang on to it, it definitely can, be over 1,000 in just a few years later. 3-2 pitch. Judge fouls that off. I'm thinking here in a couple of years, it's going to be, over 1,000. It's already gone up a couple $100 for 2022, and I'm definitely hoping for like $1,000 to $1,500, type of investment, where I can double up my money. But when you have something like that, you don't really want to even sell it because it'll just continue to keep going up. Bottom of the fourth inning, 5-0 Team USA. Runner at second with 1 out. 3-2 count to Aaron Judge. Let's go, Judge. 3-2 pitch. Check swing. Did he go? And he did not. And Judge goes to first. Mexico fans booing a little bit there. And it kind of looked like he went around. I mean, if you had an MLB game and they showed that replay, more times than not, 8 out of 10, that's probably strike 3. But they decided to give him a walk there. Next up, DHing Kyle Schwarber. 1 for 1 for Schwarber. First pitch, fouled it off. And behind the plate, 0-1 count. 1 for 1 with a single and a walk for Schwarber so far. It looked like to me he went. That should have been out, but these aren't necessarily MLB umps, I would assume. I mean, maybe there is a few MLB umps that are participating. Katie in the crowd. Kevin Durant, he's probably on a burner right now, talking shit about his teammates, huh? Oh, one pitch. And fouls that one off. Into left field. No balls and 2 strikes from Carrillo to Schwarber. Bottom of the 4th inning, Team USA up 5-0 with a 2-run jack by Judge, 3-run jack by Roman Anthony. Runners at first and second with 1 out. Carrillo on the mound for Team Mexico, 17 pitches in. Al Schwarber 1 for 1 and a walk in the box. No 2 count. Oh, 2 pitch. Check swing. Did he go? He did not. Splitter missing. 1 ball and 2 strikes with runners at first and second and 1 out. And Team Mexico fans in the crowd booing again. Looks like they are looking for any type of advantage they can get since they're down 5-0. I understand. 1-2 pitch. Check swing again. Did he go? And that time he did. And that is 2 away. Second strikeout there for Carrillo. Next up, in the 5-hole, third baseman, the former Astro and Red Sox, now Chicago Cub, Alex Bregman. First pitch to Bregman. Big swing and a miss. Slider, 90 miles an hour, right down the middle. 0-1 count. 0 for 1 with a walk and a strikeout for Breggs. Global broadcast here on Fox, World Baseball Classic Pool B, the first challenging game that we've had in these first 3, even though we are up 5-0. We would assume Team Mexico will score at least a couple runs before this one is over. But so far, so good for Team USA. 1 ball and 1 strike to Alex Bregman. 1-1 pitch. Popped up, tried to jam him, and did. 4-seam fastball behind the plate and foul. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Alex Bregman. Two pitch. Popped up again. This one stays in play. And Ortiz is there, and that is out number 3. Let's go to the top of the 5th inning, and we'll see who's up next for Team Mexico. Next up for Team Mexico, in the 6th hole, third baseman Nacho Alvarez Jr. Batting second baseman in the 7th hole, Nick Gonzalez. And batting third in the 8th hole, center fielder Alec Thomas. All 3 are 0 for 1. Gonzalez and Thomas are 0 for 1 with a K each. And Skeens is done, and they're going to bring in Clevenger.
right, Garrett Clevenger coming in, the Tampa Bay Ray. All right, new pitcher coming in, and Skeens did a great job. Skubal, before he decided to walk away from Team USA today, gave up the first pitch home run and then was clean after that. And we'll see how we do with some of these others, after our top guys. We had Logan Webb in game 1. We had obviously Skubal in game 2, but now it's going back to the Tigers. And now Skeens in game 3. But we got to see what Garrett Clevenger will do. Not the greatest record, 2-6 record, 2.35 ERA. So, we'll see how this goes. First pitch to Nacho Alvarez Jr. in there for a strike from Clevenger, 0-1 count. Oh, 1 pitch. Slow dribbler towards third base is foul. No balls and 2 strikes from Clevenger to Nacho Alvarez Jr. Garrett Clevenger on the mound. Nacho Alvarez Jr. in the box. Oh, 2 pitch. Popped up. Wow! What a play! Another great defensive gem. Wow. Nice hops. Bryce Terang coming up with a great defensive gem. We've seen more amazing defensive plays in this game than, a lot of the other games combined. Crazy. Beautiful play by Bryce Terang. Next up is Nick Gonzalez. 0 for 1. And Gonzalez hits it with a laser towards third base, foul. Garrett Clevenger on the mound for Team USA. Nick Gonzalez in the box for Team Mexico. 0 for 1 with a strikeout in his first at bat. Slow dribbler, Bobby Witt. Another great play. Throw to first. Oh, baby. Bryce with the extension. And Bobby Witt Jr. does it again. Holy cow. This one might have been safe. Obviously Bryce doesn't really have the longest arms or legs, but look at the diving attempt again. And this time he doesn't have to throw from the knees. And if his foot was on the bag, it looks like his foot comes off the bag, but it might have been on it enough when the ball was initially there. He has it, the foot's on the bag, the foot comes off the bag. That's going to be very close. Got to see a replay of where his foot is once the ball goes into the webbing. But I'm not sure if they're going to challenge. That was a hell of a play. Bobby Witt Jr. putting on a defensive clinic. No challenge. And goes right down the middle to Alec Thomas, 0-1 count. 0 for 1 with a strikeout so far. Crazy. Bobby Witt Jr., you are a freak. And Thomas crushes that one into right field, fading foul. I love defense, man. Just because you don't, plays like that don't happen often. I mean, in this game, it's happening often, but, not every team has the luxury of having someone like Bobby Witt Jr. in the infield. 0-2 pitch. Big swing and a miss on Alec Thomas, and down they go. Again, I think that's why for me, like when I watch college football or the NFL, when you get a punt return or a kick return for a touchdown or a pick six or a fumble for a touchdown, a lot of times that's more exciting than a regular passing or a running touchdown. I mean, depending on the circumstance. I mean, if you end up getting a 95-yard run by a running back and he breaks 10 tackles, then that's, a different story. But, just a traditional, special teams or defensive touchdown definitely gets you out of your seat and it's exciting. And when you see defensive gems that we've seen today, it definitely gets you out of your seat as well. Beautiful. go to the bottom of the 5th inning, and we'll see who's up next here for Team USA. Like, sub, donate, comment, share. If you haven't smashed that like button yet, please do. Help us get to 100 likes, 100 on that dono train, and 5 to 15 subs. Let's get it, baby. Shout out to my boy Brooks Beats with the best beats on YouTube. Next up, in the 6th hole, catcher, big dumper, Cal Raleigh. Batting second, left fielder in the 7 hole, who already has a home run, a 3-run blast earlier in the matchup, Roman Anthony. And batting third, center fielder in the 8 hole, Byron Buxton. Let's go. So Raleigh is 0 for 1. When we had bases loaded, he left it stranded, but he does have a run and a K. And Roman Anthony's 1 for 1 with a run, 3 ribbies, base on ball, 3-run blast. And then obviously Byron Buxton is 0 for 2 with a K. And hopefully we can get Cal and Buxton to get on the Roman Anthony, Aaron Judge level. Let's go. Shorthanded goals for hockey. Seven Ks for Skeens, electric. We're going to need him to go, a little bit more, since Scooball left. And hopefully he's up for the challenge. First pitch, big swing and a miss, 0-1 count. We got Natera Jr. on the mound for Team Mexico now. Come on, big dumper. 0-1 count. Come on, Cal. 0-1 pitch. Low and at the knees. 1 ball and 1 strike from Natera Jr. to big dumper Cal Raleigh. Come on, Cal. If we've already seen Aaron Judge go yard and Kyle Schwarber go yard, we need you to do the same. Let's go, Cal. 1-1 pitch on the 4-seam fastball, 96 miles an hour, in there for a strike. 1 ball and 2 strikes from Natera Jr. to big dumper Cal Raleigh. And it seems like Cal's been a little tentative, in the box based on his swings here in the WBC and obviously in spring training when he got a chance to play a little bit. That one is fouled off by Cal. And realistically, the chance of him hitting 60 home runs again is pretty slim to none. But with that being said, he could still end up getting somewhere between 40 and 55. And I think that would be pretty realistic. Could he end up getting, under 40? Yeah, it's possible. But if we want to be able to, win the American League, we probably are going to need him, to get to at least a minimum of 40. 1-2 pitch, and that's assuming he stays healthy with 162 games. And that 4-seam fastball punches out Cal Raleigh, and that is 1 away. Damn it. Still love you, Cal. Next up is left fielder Roman Anthony. Already got a 3-run bomb early in the game. But it seems like he's, trying to, be a little patient in the box. But sometimes if you're too patient in the box, then you start getting punched out. And again, hopefully Cal will start to get a little bit more aggressive. First pitch there from Natera Jr. in there for a strike to Roman Anthony. Sammy Natera Jr., 4-1 record with a 2.84 ERA. They're in the minor leagues in the LAA, 49 games. 0-1 pitch. Big swing and a miss for Roman Anthony. 4-seam fastball, 95 miles an hour. High heater there from Natera Jr. No balls and 2 strikes to Roman Anthony, who's 1 for 1 with a 3-run home run and a walk earlier in the game. Oh-2 pitch. And check swing goes towards the third base line and foul. Nice slider there by Natera Jr. Shout out to my boy Brooks Beats with the best beats on YouTube. Bottom of the 5th inning, Team USA up 5. 0-2 pitch.
And Roman Anthony pops it up into left field. And Randy Arozarena is there and 2 away. And Mexico's lucky that they've gotten, pop-ups from Team USA, not slow dribblers or line drive dribblers. That's where Randy struggles, not only for Team Mexico, but for the Seattle Mariners. And he hasn't had too many line drive dribblers in this WBC so far. Next up, center fielder Byron Buxton, who's 0 for 2. We haven't really been able to get good production out of the center field position between Buxton and T-Crow Armstrong. Big swing and a miss by Byron, 0-1 count. Oh, 1 pitch from Natera Jr. Incoming. High and away, 4-seam fastball, 95 miles an hour by Natera Jr. 1 ball and 1 strike with nobody on and 2 outs. Bottom of the 5th inning, 5-0, Team USA with the lead. Come on, Buxton. On deck is Bryce Terang. One ball and 1 strike with nobody on and 2 outs. And that ends up being outside. 2 balls and 1 strike from Natera Jr. to Buxton. 2-1 pitch. Low and at the knees. Slider, 87 miles an hour, missing by Natera Jr. Favorable hitters count now. 3 balls and 1 strike with nobody on and 2 outs. Come on, Byron. 3-1 pitch. Big swing and a miss. Come on, Buxton. Count now is full. 3 balls and 2 strikes to Byron Buxton. 0 for 2. Let's not go 0 for 3. Three-two pitch. Low and at the knees, almost hits Buxton in the foot, and Buxton will go to first with a walk. Good patience there by not swinging at that garbage. Next up is Bryce Terang. And tomorrow's game will be on FS1, not Fox, at 6 p.m. Against Italy and Dominic Canzone, and we will be live here doing that game tomorrow at 6 p.m. Pacific. Throw to first, and Buxton is safe. Natera Jr. to Aranda there. World Baseball Classic, global broadcast on Fox, your Pool B. Team USA up 5-0 here in the bottom of the 5th. Runner at first, Buxton with the walk with 2 outs. First pitch from Natera Jr. to Bryce Terang, who's 1 for 2 today. Takes a strike, 0-1 count. Terang was absolutely phenomenal in game number 1 with Aaron Judge. They were the 2 best. And again, you may not be familiar with Terang, Milwaukee Brewer, but he definitely has the it factor. And he's batting at the 9 hole as well. So big swing and a miss there by Bryce. No balls and 2 strikes from Natera Jr. to Bryce Terang. Come on, Bryce. Same thing goes with Roman Anthony. May not be the biggest name, on 1 through 9 in the lineup, but sometimes those are the guys that shine the most. 0-2 pitch from Natera Jr. High and away. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Bryce Terang as the crowd is doing the wave. Team USA fans and Team Mexico fans losing their minds. 1-2 pitch. Line drive up the middle. Throw to first, and down goes Terang, and that is out number 3. Let's go to the top of the 6th inning and see who's up next here for Team Mexico. Terang rounds out second. Nice job by Natera Jr. Next up for Team Mexico, in the 9-hole, shortstop, Joey Ortiz. Batting second, right fielder, leadoff hitter, Jaron Duran. And batting third, left fielder, representing the Seattle Mariners and Team Mexico, Randy Arozarena.
Ortiz 0 for 1, Duran 1 for 2 with a K, and Randy Arozarena 0 for 2 with a K. And I assume they're going to keep Clevenger out there. All right, we're at 24 likes, 26 more to 50. Let's get it, baby. Every like is appreciated, every sub, every share, every dono means everything. Appreciate you. Nine subs away from 23,400. Let's go, baby. And we're going to be doing 161 out of 162 games. The only game I'll miss is the game I'm going to go to on the 4th of July versus the Blue Jays. And we'll do playoff games as well. So, once we get into that regular season here at the end of the month, we're going to be doing a lot of that Mariner baseball until we get into NFL and college football season, of course. And I'm very excited about it. But I'm excited about this WBC, considering the Mariners have overall been kind of on a losing streak in spring training. So it's kind of nice to have an alternative since obviously Julio and Cal have been playing for the Dominican Republic and Team USA, as well as a lot of our other good players. And, Brian Wu did good today, but we still couldn't get the win. And again, I'm just can't wait until we get into the regular season for the MLB, as well as we get further along in this WBC. First pitch from Boyd to Ortiz. So we got a pitching change here for Team USA. 0-1 count. 0-1 pitch to Ortiz. Check swing. Did he go? Looked like he did. He did. 0-2 count. No balls and 2 strikes to Joey Ortiz. 0 for 1, who reached on an error. Four-seam fastball by Boyd. In there for a strike. 1 ball and 2 strikes from Boyd to Ortiz. Big swing and a miss and got him. Nice job by Boyd. First pitch, high and away, 1-0 count. Pitch, big swing and a miss by Jarren Duran. 1 ball and 1 strike from Matthew Boyd to Jarren Duran. Big swing and a miss by Duran again. Slider 85 miles an hour. Duran missing badly. 1 ball and 2 strikes with nobody on and 1 out. Matthew Boyd on the mound for Team USA. Jarren Duran in the box for Team Mexico. Come on, Boyd. Got the lone hit for the whole game here for Team Mexico. 1-2 pitch, high and inside. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Jarren Duran. Duran in the box. Matthew Boyd on the mound. Come on, Boyd. 2-2 pitch. Popped up into left field. And that is gone. And Jarren Duran is single-handedly trying to hold this down. Big home run for Duran. And that is 5-1 Team USA. Nice job there by Duran, finally getting Mexico on the board. Next up, left fielder Randy Arozarena.
First pitch to Randy. Takes a strike with the curveball. 73 miles an hour by Matthew Boyd. 0-1 count. Ross Arena is 0 for 2 today. And you'll see if he'll go 0 for 3. Big swing and a miss by Randy. No balls and 2 strikes to Randy Arosarena. Most extra base hits, and you see Duran's name on there with some other greats. 4-seam fastball, high and away. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Randy Arosarena. Nice to see some Red Sox representation do well, right? You know, that's what you want to see, you know, as we're going into the, you know, new 2026 MLB year in a couple weeks. Seeing Roman Anthony and Jarren Duran do their thing. Arosarena popped up behind the plate, out of play. 1 ball and 2 strikes from Matthew Boyd to Randy Arosarena. Shout out to my boy Brooks Beats with the best beats on YouTube. 1-2 pitch, chops it towards third base, foul. Top of the 6th inning, nobody on and 1 out. Team USA up 5-1. And Jarren Duran single-handedly is holding it down for Team Mexico so far. One-two pitch by Boyd, high and away. Did Randy go with the check swing? He does not. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Randy Arosarena. Time is called. Cal Raleigh and Matthew Boyd having a discussion. But sometimes you got to be able to call that timeout and, you know, make sure the pitcher is settled in after giving up, you know, the first run for Team Mexico. So. Top of the 6th inning in a fun one. Team USA up 5-1, but Mexico is rallying. 2-2 pitch. Randy pops it up and behind the plate and foul. 2 balls and 2 strikes with nobody on and 1 out. Team USA up 5-1 here in the 6th. Yeah, that's awesome. 2-2 pitch. Randy, slow dribbler. Throw to first. And look at the terrible effort by Randy running to first. What kind of effort is that? I hope I don't see that type of effort for the Seattle Mariners. I don't care if you think you're 99% out. You run hard to first. And again, Randy has this tendency of just being kind of lazy. You know, running to first, running towards foul balls, running towards ground balls, pop-ups. Like, you know, I know you're a professional player and whatnot, but again, like, you know, show some fucking effort. That's the one knock on Randy Arosarena, whether it be Team Mexico or the Seattle Mariners, period. First pitch with a slider by Matthew Boyd, 0-1 count. Oh, 1 pitch. Check swing, did he go? And Aranda does not go. 1 ball and 1 strike from Boyd to Aranda. Pitches inside to Aranda. 2 balls and 1 strike. You're in the top of the 6th. Nobody on and 2 out. Matthew Boyd on the mound for Team USA. Jonathan Aranda, first baseman in the box for Team Mexico. 2-1 pitch. Low and at the knees. Count now is 3 balls and 1 strike from Boyd to Aranda. Come on, Boyd. 3-1 pitch. And Aranda with a base knock and another one for Boyd. Come on now. And it shows you, like, Team USA starters are pretty good. You know, when we had Webb and Skubal and Skeens, but now Skubal left. But every pitcher that comes in after the starter makes me fucking nervous, especially for Team USA, you know. You might have to pull Boyd. I mean, obviously he doesn't have it.
And next up is catcher Alejandro Kirk, and I think Matthew Boyd's day is done. See ya, Matthew. Hit the showers, buddy. Yeah, that's a pet peeve of mine in baseball, guys that jog and act like it's like practice when it's a game, because again, when you run hard to first, right, sometimes the throw is wild. Sometimes the attempt to catch the ball is off, and, even when it looks like you're going to be out 99%, every once in a while by running hard, it forces a bad throw, or a bad catch attempt, and then you end up being safe. And sometimes that's the batter that starts the rally. And if you're just going to be jogging, on defense and running to first, there's nothing more irritating in baseball to me than that. And I get it, he's a good player. Randy is a good player, but I don't like guys that don't hustle. It's like, I made it, and then now you don't care about the game. I got paid now. I'm in the big leagues. Nothing matters anymore. And I hope the Mariners coaches will hold them accountable. But, something tells me that they won't. First pitch to Alejandro Kirk. 1-0 count. Boyd is still out there. What are we doing? What are you waiting for? Him to give up a 2-run blast and having it be 5-3 and then you pull him? Big swing and a miss by Alejandro Kirk. 1 ball and 1 strike. Realistically, we should be able to get, this third out with Boyd, so I get it. If anything, Alejandro Kirk will probably either get a base knock or ground out, so hopefully he'll ground out or pop up, but we'll see. Matthew Boyd on the mound, Alejandro Kirk in the box. 1-1 pitch, and Kirk, slow dribbler, and he gets a base knock into right field to Aaron Judge. Pull him! All right, you've seen enough. He's given up a home run and 2 base knocks. Pull him! Next up is Rowdy Tellez. If Rowdy Tellez hits a 3-run bomb right here, and then we end up only being up 5-4, I'm going to lose my mind. Awesome photo. Arando and Alejandro Kirk there as kids. Love it. Top of the 6th. Now we got Meneses pinch hitting. Runners at first and second with 2 outs. What are we waiting for here? He's already given up a home run to Duran and a couple base knocks. Pull him. But the thing is we don't have a whole lot of depth. Pitching wise, they have to be very, selective on, who they play and how long they play. I get it. But do you really want this game to be closer than it should be? Joey Meneses in the box. Matthew Boyd, the Cub, on the mound. 0-1 pitch. Low and away. He doesn't got it, man. Unless you're just hoping that the Team Mexico hitters are going to get baited by swinging it, low and away, or, trying to jam him and getting an easy out that way. But the more patient these Team Mexico hitters are, it's not going to be a good look for Team USA and Matthew Boyd. 1-1 pitch. Slow dribbler over his head. And a run comes home. And as a manager, you have to know when to pull. When the momentum is not in your favor, pull. Lee. And just like that, 5-2 with runners at first and second and 2 outs and 1 more batter. They hit a home run. The game is tied. Pull him. Jesus Christ. Fucking A, dude. Now the crowd is lively, especially all the Team Mexico fans, and Trang has fucked up twice in this game defensively after being one of the heroes in Game 1 offensively with Aaron Judge. And they still got Boyd in there. Jesus Christ. Next up is Nacho Alvarez Jr. Boyd on the mound. Nacho Alvarez Jr. in the box. I will literally jump out the window if they homer here.
It's only a one story, so you don't have to worry. 0-1 pitch. Low and away. 1 ball and 1 strike. Nacho Alvarez Jr. 0 for 2 with a fly out and a line out. Come on, Team USA. What the fuck are we doing? 1-1 pitch. Oh. And steps off the mound. Team Mexico fans booing in unison. They feel the momentum shifting in their favor and they love it. Again, pitching is going to be the death to a lot of these teams. You know, if you don't have the good depth at pitching, everyone's biggest weakness in this tournament is pitching. There's no doubt about that. 1-1 pitch. High and inside. He got lucky. That was very close on being a ball. And they call it a strike. 1 ball and 2 strikes from Boyd to Nacho Alvarez Jr. Kind of looked more like a ball to me. We had ABS, that would have been challenged. But they don't here in the WBC. 1-2 pitch. Hit up the middle. And Turang finally making a play and getting the last out. Matthew Boyd, you suck. I'm glad that we're still up 3, but I mean, if we would have pulled him, we could have prevented that second run from coming in, but you know, it is what it is. I hope I don't see Matthew Boyd that much in this tourney. Golly. But at least good for Team Mexico and good for fans watching this game on the outside looking in. You know, because again, when the game is 5-0, you know, certain people are not going to be interested or invested. But now if they ran an errand and then looked on their phone and now it's 5-2, you know, now people are going to be like, okay, maybe this is a game now. And it is. So we'll have to wait and see what kind of rotation we have pitching wise, and hopefully we'll be able to hang on to this victory. Let's go to the bottom of the 6th inning and see who's up next for Team USA. Like, sub, donate, comment, share. If you haven't smashed that like button yet, please do. Help us get to 100 likes, 100 on that dono train, and 5 to 15 subs. Let's get it, baby. Shout out to my boy Brooks Beats with the best beats on YouTube. Next up for Team USA, leadoff hitter, shortstop, Bobby Witt Jr., who is 1 for 3. And coming up with some amazing defensive gems. 2 of them so far, and he'll probably get a 3rd. Batting second in the 2-hole, representing Team USA in the Philadelphia Phillies, first baseman Bryce Harper, who is 1 for 3 and a run. And batting third, right fielder in the 3-hole, 2 for 2 with a home run, Aaron Judge. Well, that was the worst pitching sequence that we've seen so far in the WBC for at least Team USA. So we'll definitely remember Matthew Boyd, and hopefully we don't get a whole lot of him moving forward. But I love the defensive gems that we've seen so far today. Team Mexico has one, Aaron Judge with the throw to third earlier in the game, and 2 web gems, by the guy that's in the box right now, Bobby Witt Jr. First pitch from Duarte to Bobby Witt Jr. 1-0 count. Daniel Duarte, 3-0 record, 3.69 ERA with the Reds in 2023. One-0 pitch from Duarte, high and away, four-seam fastball, 96 miles an hour, missing.
to Bobby Witt Jr. Bottom of the 6th, 1 for 3 with a double for Witt. 2-0 count. USA up by 3 runs, 5-2, but Mexico is making it interesting with bad pitching that last inning by Matthew Boyd. 2-0 pitch, big swing and a miss. 2 balls and 1 strike to Bobby Witt Jr. Come on, Bobby. I mean, you've been fucking electric defensively. Let's get something out of the box here for you. Let's go, Bobby. Bring that electricity, baby. 2-1 pitch. Witt takes a ball high and away with a cutter, 91 miles an hour. 3 balls and 1 strike from Daniel Duarte to Bobby Witt Jr. Come on, Witt. 3-1 pitch. And Witt fouls it off behind the ump, into the netting, behind the plate. Foul. Count now is full. 3 balls and 2 strikes with nobody on and no outs. Team USA up 5-2. Duarte on the mound. Bobby Witt Jr. in the box. 3-2 pitch from Duarte. High and inside, and good patience there by Bobby Witt Jr., and he forces the walk. Bobby Witt Jr. to first. Next up for Team USA, in the 2-hole, first baseman Bryce Harper. Let's go, Bryce. Daniel Duarte on the mound for Team Mexico. Bryce Harper in the box for Team USA. First pitch with the cutter in there for a strike, low and away, 0-1 count. Global broadcast here on Fox with World Baseball Classic Pool B. Team Mexico down 3 runs, but they're making it interesting. 0-1 pitch, low and inside. 1 ball and 1 strike to Bryce Harper. One pitch from Duarte incoming. Inside again with the 4-seam fastball, 95 miles an hour. 2 balls and 1 strike to Bryce Harper, who's 1 for 3. Let's make it 2 for 4. Come on, Bryce. Two-one pitch. Runner goes. And runner at second. It is safe. Alejandro Kirk with the throw, but not in time. Great stolen bag by Bobby Witt Jr. Now we have a runner in scoring position with no outs. Great running on the bags by Bobby Witt Jr. And the throw is just a little late there by Alejandro Kirk, the Toronto Blue Jay representing Team Mexico. Three-one pitch. Big swing and a miss. Count now is full to Bryce Harper. 3 balls and 2 strikes with a runner at second, Witt, and no outs. Team USA up by 3, but it's still a little too close for comfort. On deck is Aaron Judge. Big swing and a miss by Bryce Harper. 97 miles an hour with that heater. 4-seam fastball. First strikeout there for Daniel Duarte, and down goes Harper. 1 away. Come on, Bryce. Next up for Team USA in the 3-hole, who already has a home run here in game number 3 and game 1, right fielder Aaron Judge. Single homer walk so far for Judge. First pitch, slow dribbler towards third base, foul. And again, when you watch a guy like Judge or Shohei Ohtani on Team Japan, you just never know, what you're going to get on any given at-bat or any given game. Incredible. 0-1 pitch from Duarte to Judge incoming. And time is called. Shout out to my boy Brooks Beats with the best beats on YouTube. 0-1 pitch from Duarte. Oh, Judge pops it up, but it'll stay in play. And that is 2 away. Next up, in the 4-hole, DHing for Team USA, representing the Philadelphia Phillies, Kyle Schwarber.
Come on, Schwarbs. One swing, it can be 7-2. And Schwarber goes down to a knee, and it goes to deep center field, but it is caught. That's crazy. Even from one knee, he almost got it to the wall. And that is out number 3. That's the end of the 6th inning. Team USA up by 3, 5-2. Go to the top of the 7th and see who's up next for Team Mexico. Next up for Team Mexico, in the 7th hole, second baseman 0 for 2, Nick Gonzalez. Batting second, in the 8th hole for Team Mexico, center fielder Alec Thomas, 0 for 2. And batting third, in the 9th hole, shortstop Joey Ortiz, 0 for 2. I'm curious to see what we're going to be bringing in here after Boyd, who's got an ERA of 18. That was a nightmare. Skeens and Clevenger were good, even though Clevenger only went like 8 pitches, but hopefully we'll be able to get someone that will be reliable here in the bullpen. And I hope to God that they don't bring out Boyd again, but I don't see a substitution being made. I know he's at 32 pitches, but golly. Like, sub, donate, comment, share. If you haven't smashed that like button yet, please do. Help us get to 100 likes, 100 on that dono train. And 5 to 15 subs. Let's get it, baby. 9 subs away from 23,400. And looks like we gained a couple. There we go. They still got Matthew Boyd out there. What the fuck are we doing? Jesus Christ. I mean, do we really have nobody else that can come in at this point? First pitch, inside, 93 miles an hour, 1-0 count. I mean, are we trying to let Mexico come back and win this game? Ridiculous. I mean, after what he gave up, 1-0 pitch, big swing and a miss there by Gonzalez. 1 ball and 1 strike with nobody on and no outs. Nick Gonzalez in the box for Team Mexico. Matthew Boyd on the mound for Team USA. 1-1 pitch, high and away. I mean, all his pitches are away, up high or low and away, or high and inside or low and inside. He has a really hard time even getting it into the strike zone or even close. And if he does throw it in the zone, guess what? It ends up being a home run or a big hit. Gonzalez pops that one up, and Aaron Judge is there, and that is 1 away. Thank God. Next up for Matthew Boyd, representing the Arizona Diamondbacks, 8-hole hitter for Team Mexico, center fielder Alec Thomas. It definitely shows, pitching by far is going to be everyone's biggest weakness in this tourney. And even if Team USA has got the best pitching, even with that being said, there are some guys that are shaky, that are after the starters that definitely worry me. First pitch from Boyd there to Thomas, 0-1 count. Pitch is low and at the knees. 1 ball and 1 strike from Boyd to Thomas. 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts for Alec. Come on, Boyd. Find a way. 1-1 pitch. And that one is crushed foul. 4-seam fastball, 93 miles an hour by Matthew Boyd. 1 ball and 2 strikes with nobody on and 1 out. Team USA up 5-2.
And I mean, if he can get us out of this inning, but I don't want to see him in the 8th. I mean, I'm actually kind of shocked that he's out there now, but obviously that tells me that we're limited. Big swing and a miss, and Boyd with a fucking punch out. Second strikeout, thank God, by Matthew Boyd. Way to bring some electricity finally in the 7th inning. Next up is 9-hole hitter, shortstop Joey Ortiz. And maybe that's why they kept him in, because we're going against the weakest part of their lineup, 7, 8, 9. That's really the only conclusion I can come to. If he was facing Duran and Randy and Jonathan Aranda, maybe he wouldn't have come in. But since it was the bottom of the order, their worst hitters, maybe that's the reason. That's the only thing I can think of. First pitch in there for Ortiz, 0-1 count. 0 for 2, reached on an error and a strikeout. 0-1 pitch from Matthew Boyd. Low and away. 1 ball and 1 strike with that 4-seam fastball missing by a few inches there. Top of the 7th inning, 5-2, Team USA. One pitch. Big swing and a miss. That was a nasty off-speed changeup, 81 miles an hour. That might have been Boyd's best pitch up to this point. 1 ball and 2 strikes with nobody on and 2 outs. See if we can get 1 more strikeout here, or even just an out for that matter. Pop up, ground out, strikeout. I don't care. Just 1 more out, and then we don't have to see Boyd the rest of the game. 1-2 pitch, and hits it into right field, fading foul. Count still remains 1 ball and 2 strikes with nobody on and 2 outs. Team USA with a 3-run lead, up 5-2 in the top of the 7th. One-two pitch to Ortiz. Low and at the knees. Good stop there by Cal Raleigh, bearing that into the dirt. 2 balls and 2 strikes from Boyd to Ortiz. Two pitch. And Ortiz crushes it into right field, but a line drive to Aaron Judge. Thank God. And that is out number 3. Go to the bottom of the 7th inning and see if we can extend our lead. Up for Team USA in the 5-hole, third baseman representing the Chicago Cubs, Alex Bregman. 0 for 2 with a base on ball and a K. Batting second in the 6th hole, it's big dumper catcher Cal Raleigh representing the Seattle Mariners. 0 for 2 with a run and 2 Ks. Come on, Cal, we're still waiting for that big home run. And batting third in the 7-hole, left fielder Roman Anthony. 1 for 2 with a run, 3 RBIs, and a base on ball, and a big 3-run blast earlier in the game. Let's go, Roman. Skeens, 4 innings pitched, 1 hit, no earned runs with 7 Ks. USA scored all 5 runs in the 3rd inning. Aaron Judge with a 2-run home run. Roman Anthony with a 3-run blast. And Mexico with Darren Duran with a solo home run in the 6th inning is the recap of the game. But at least this one is exciting, a little bit more than Brazil and Great Britain. But we still have enough time to get close to double digits. depending on how the pitching goes for Team Mexico and Team USA. And again, Team Mexico still has a chance to get to 5. And, obviously we're trying to get to double digits in every game. But again, this has been our toughest test up to this point, and it's only going to get harder. Odin in the building. What's good? How are you, brother? Hopefully you and the fam are feeling a little bit better. Like, sub, donate, comment, share. If you haven't smashed that like button yet, please do. Help us get to 100 likes, 100 on that dono train. And 5 to 15 subs. Let's get it, baby. First pitch from Reyes to Bregman. Just missing. 1-0 count. Raw was a 7. Yeah, I feel like the shows overall haven't really been that great lately. Raw, SmackDown, NXT, they've been okay, But I did like the last PLE, though, that they did. I thought the Elimination Chamber was pretty good. That was one of their better PLEs under the new ESPN umbrella. 2-0 pitch from Reyes to Bregman incoming. And hard hit ball to third base, a laser, and caught. Wow, what a great catch there. 1 away. Nice job by Nacho Alvarez Jr. with that great catch for Team Mexico. All right, come on, big dumper. We've already seen Judge hit, home runs. We've seen Schwarber hit one. Cal, it's your time. And obviously being a switch hitter is nice, but he's been a little tentative and passive in his at-bats. He hasn't really been really aggressive, but also for you to be aggressive, you have to get that first pitch right down the middle or the first two, and they have been pitching him kind of outside in the tourney. Cal gets a hold of it. Back. Oh, just foul. Was about to go crazy with the trident. They pitched him inside. He pulled his wrists and his hands perfectly, but just went foul. Damn it. Women's gauntlet? Oh, really? Yeah. And the women's elimination chamber was better than the men's. I feel like the women have been outperforming the men for quite some time now. I mean, depending on, what we're watching. Bottom of the 7th, Team USA by 3. 5-2 lead. Big swing and a miss for the big dumper, Cal Raleigh. Come on, Cal. 1 ball and 2 strikes with nobody on and 1 out. Cal Raleigh, my guy, in the box. And Reyes on the mound. Come on, Cal. I got the jersey on. I put you on the thumbnail. I could have easily put Aaron Judge or Paul Skeens. Come on, my guy. Hard hit ball towards third base, foul. 4-seam fastball, 97 miles an hour by Reyes and Team Mexico. Bottom of the 7th inning, 5-2, Team USA with a 3-run lead. One-two pitch. Big swing and a miss, and down goes Cal. And that is 2 away. Still waiting for Cal to get that big home run. I agree. How are you and the family doing? Are you guys feeling a little bit better? Next up is left fielder Roman Anthony, who already has a 3-run blast in the 5th, and Aaron Judge with a 2-run blast in that inning as well. First pitch to Roman Anthony. Takes a strike in the zone, 96 mile an hour, 4-seam fastball, 0-1 count. Roman Anthony, 1 for 2 with a 3-run home run and a walk so far here today. Pitch is low and away, 1 ball and 1 strike from Reyes to Anthony. That's good to hear, my guy. 1-1 pitch. In the zone, low and away for a strike. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Roman Anthony. I got to take Paisley to the vet, once a year for the yearly checkup, and she's got some, preventative shots and whatnot. So I definitely have to keep grinding it out, and hopefully we'll be able to get some support to help with that this month. 1-2 pitch, and Anthony fouls that one back, out of play. 1 ball and 2 strikes from Reyes to Anthony. And I wish vet visits weren't so expensive, but it seems like every time I take her to the vet, it's like over $300 for just one visit. And for most people, that's a lot of money. But she is my number one priority, so got to keep grinding away. Bottom of the 7th inning, 5-2, Team USA. One-two pitch, high and away. 2 balls and 2 strikes from Reyes to Anthony. Might be the only time in the year that I actually ask for help. And hopefully we'll be able to get it. Bottom of the 7th, 5-2, Team USA up by 3. Reyes on the mound, Roman Anthony in the box. 2-2 pitch. And hard hit ball towards first base and foul. Yeah, well, Team Mexico has been representing in the tourney very heavily, even before this game. So they have a lot of fans that have been showing up to even the other games that have been played. So no surprise where it is very heavy, with the Latina fan base for Team Mexico. Two pitch, hard hit ball. Oh, and that goes past Gonzalez. We'll take that. Nice job there by Roman Anthony. And normally Nick Gonzalez is going to come up with that play, but we'll take it. Nice job there by Roman Anthony with a little bit of luck. Next up is Byron Buxton. Gonna hit the awkward part, the higher part of the mitt. That should have been an easy routine play for Team Mexico. I'm not sure if they're going to charge him with an error there, but yep, they are going to give him the error, which they should. Next up is Byron Buxton. Come on, Byron. Yeah, I can't afford to get myself into anything like that, Odin, but I appreciate the message, with that link. Low and away. 1 ball and 1 strike from Reyes to Buxton. One pitch. Runner goes, and he is safe. 2 balls and 1 strike from Reyes to Buxton. Looks like the runner didn't go. Figured the runner went there. Big swing and a miss by Buxton. 2 balls and 2 strikes from Reyes to Buxton. Yeah, I mean, a couple years back, my friend's, dog was going to the vet, and, we ended up, getting about $2,000 to save his dog's life and whatnot. So, I know the channel has people that and I know things have been challenging for people in 2025 and 2026, but I even put up $1,000 at that time, of my own money. And obviously things have changed in 2025 and 2026, but, it would be nice to be able to get some support, for my pup. Count now is full. 3 balls and 2 strikes from Reyes to Buxton. All good, brother. 3-2 pitch. Big swing and a miss, and down goes Buxton, and that is out number 3. Let's go to the top of the 8th and see who's up next here for Team Mexico. Next up, leading off, right fielder Jaron Duran. Duran is 2 for 3 with a run, RBI, and a K. Batting second, left fielder for Team Mexico, Randy Arozarena. 0 for 3 with a K. And batting third, first baseman in the 3-hole, Jonathan Aranda. 1 for 2 with a run and a base on ball. And hopefully Boyd is not going to be out there, but I'm not too sure if they're going to continue to go with him or not, but hopefully not. No worries. Get some rest, brother. And good luck with your vehicle. I don't really want to get to the point where I have to sell, some of my sports memorabilia or my toy collection, but I might have to at some point. Top of the 8th inning, 5-2, Team USA with a 3-run lead. Looks like they still got Boyd out there. What are they doing? I guess we're going to live and die with Matthew Boyd then, huh? First pitch from Boyd to Duran. Slow dribbler towards third base, foul. 0-1 count. One pitch. And Duran crushes it. Back. See ya! Duran with another home run. Pull him. I mean, what are we doing? Jarren Duran single-handedly keeping Team Mexico in the game. Third home run in the tourney, second today. I mean, what did you think was going to happen? And this is just bad managing by Team USA. What are you doing? And now it's 5-3 Team USA, and Team Mexico's got the momentum. Terrible managing by Team USA. I mean, who the fuck is that fucking manager for Team USA? Christ, terrible. The Mark DeRosa. No wonder we're getting our ass kicked. Idiot. First pitch to Randy. Big swing and a miss. 0-1 count. Randy chops that one foul. Go-to pitch, high and away. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Randy Arozarena. Like, you're telling me that DeRosa is the best option that Team USA fucking had? Ridiculous. Like, that's the best? 1-2 pitch. But again, also, people are doing spring training, so they have to be able to manage, their ball clubs as we're getting ready for the regular season. So I get it. There's only going to be, certain managers that would be probably willing to take this job since they want to focus on their team. That's more important than this. But
2-2 pitch from Boyd to Randy Arosarena. 2-2 pitch, and he hits Randy. Jesus. Pull him. And Randy goes to first. Next up, first baseman Jonathan Aranda. And again, we don't want to see our guys got, Cal got hit in the lower back and now Randy got hit. The last thing that we need is our players to get hurt in this fucking tourney. And again, it's one thing to stretch him out against the 7, 8, 9 hitters, but what did you think was going to happen on the 1, 2, and 3? He's been shaky for fucking 3 innings. And it's not like we have 10 runs right now where we have the luxury of giving up a few bombs and a few RBIs and we're going to be okay. Like, we're literally on the brink of losing this game, depending on how the pitching goes for Team USA the rest of the way. If Team Mexico can get hot in the top of the 8th and the top of the 9th, they could come back and win this game. It's not like we're up by 5 or 6, and it's not like we're at 10. It's 5-3. DeRosa, you fucking idiot. Griffin Jacks isn't very good either. See, this is really what makes me nervous about Team USA. They might have the better pitching than most of these other countries, but after the starters and now Skubal leaving, it's like you got Logan Webb and you got Skeens, and do you really trust anyone else after that? Besides Skubal, and now Skubal left to go back to the Tigers. It's like a lot of these guys I don't trust. A little slow chopper towards first base foul. I mean, even Gabe Spire, if he were to come in, he's a guy that could get a punch out, but the next batter could give up a home run like Boyd. So pitching is definitely going to be the biggest weakness for every country. And even though Team USA's is a little bit better than most of the other countries, it's, not by a lot, after the starters. A lot of these guys that are coming in after the starters are really not that good, honestly. Top of the 8th, 5-3 Team USA with a runner at first and no outs. But I sure as hell don't trust Griffin Jacks. And if he's the guy that has to come in, could have had Skeens go longer. Throw to first, and Randy is safe. Cal hasn't really done anything in the WBC yet. He hasn't really been, he's only played in game 1 and game 3 and really hasn't been able to get that big bomb. They're not pitching right down to the middle, to him. They're usually pitching him, low and away, high and away, or inside. So he hasn't really been able to be an aggressive hitter to take that first pitch strike and hasn't really been able to get into a rhythm so far in the tourney. Big swing and a miss, and down goes Aranda, thank God, one away. But I'm hoping that Cal, at some point will be able to get some big hits and, a big home run here and there before this tourney is over. Next up for the Blue Jays is catcher Alejandro Kirk. And if they're going to be bringing in fucking Griffin Jacks, I mean, he's not that much better than Matthew Boyd. He might be worse. So we'll see how it goes. Pitching change. And they are going to be bringing in Griffin Jacks. So Skeens only went 4 innings. I mean, again, if we can have our starters, if they're going to be limited on how many pitches they can go in this tourney, we'll see how it goes. But again, if we could have our starters go, 6-7 innings, so we can prevent, to have Matthew Boyd, go for 2, 3, 4 innings, that would obviously help. But again, we have, good enough hitters, to be able to make the final, but again, Dominican Republic has a better 1 through 9 than us. Yeah, we got Judge and we got Schwarber and, Cal and, Witt and a few guys, but, pitching is definitely going to be the biggest weakness for every team. And after our starters, I'm very nervous about the guys, that come in after. And Skubal decided to go back to Detroit, and he's not going to pitch anymore. And that probably will cost us the chance of winning it or making it to the final and losing. Since we don't have Skubal. I mean, unless they let Skeens pitch a shitload, but I don't know. We'll see. I wouldn't take anything into any daps or anything. I mean, when you're doing country stuff, obviously each country is trying to represent and win. There's no bad blood between Cal and Randy or any of Mariner players that are playing in this tourney, whether it's, Cal Raleigh and Gabe Spire for Team USA or Andres Munoz and Randy Orosarena for Team Mexico. And, if there's anything that came up on the internet, it's just, clickbait. There's no issue there. And insurance policies and stipulations, I imagine there might be some of those things in place, but, I don't know really the specifics. I haven't really heard anything. I don't think they've released that information to the public. Griffin Jacks on the mound. Alejandro Kirk in the box. Runner at first with 1 out. 5-3 Team USA. 2-0 pitch. High and away. And Griffin Jacks is just as shitty as Matthew Boyd. 3-0 count. And again, if we don't have someone that can actually get fucking outs here in the last 2 innings, we're going to lose this game. I think, we needed Skubal to pitch this whole tourney to win it all. And the fact that he decided to go back to Detroit is probably going to cost us the chance of winning this tournament. We'd be very lucky to win it without Skubal, honestly. Finally, Jax gets a strike. 3-1 pitch incoming. 3-1 pitch. In there for a strike. Alejandro Kirk getting a little ahead of himself, walking to first. Pump the brakes, Alejandro. Top of the 8th inning, Team USA up 5-3, runner at first and 1 out. We had a pitching meltdown with Matthew Boyd, and now we got another guy, Griffin Jacks, that's unreliable. Slow dribbler down the middle, force out at second, double play, bang, we got it. Thank God that we had someone capable coming in, and we had a little bit of luck there. Go to the bottom of the 8th, and we'll see who's up next year for Team USA. Kirk rounds out into the double play, and we needed that badly. You're still not a very good pitcher, Griffin Jacks, but you did better than Matthew Boyd. Next up for Team USA in the 9-hole, second baseman Bryce Terang. 1 for 3. Batting second with a couple of defensive web dems. Leadoff hitter Bobby Witt Jr. 1 for 3 with a walk. And batting third in the 2-hole, first baseman Bryce Harper. 1 for 4 with a run and 2 Ks. Bottom of the 8th, Team USA hanging on to a slim lead, 5-3. Like, sub, donate, comment, share. If you haven't smashed that like button yet, please do. Help us get to 100 likes, 100 on that dono train. And 5 to 15 subs. Let's get it, baby. Shout out to my boy Brooks Beats with the best beats on YouTube. And again, the first game against Brazil wasn't even a game. They couldn't even pitch over the plate, almost had, 20 walks, lasted almost 4 hours. It was a little ridiculous. They didn't really have enough talent to keep up with us. And we walked away with the victory right there and extended our lead in the end of the ninth. Obviously, the last game against Great Britain with Harry Ford and company was, a little bit more competitive, but still not in the same level of Team USA. And then now here with, Team Mexico, this was the first challenge, because pretty much every player 1 through 9 is in the big leagues. And again, in those first 2 teams with Brazil and Great Britain, they're not. So again, and when we play teams like Venezuela, the Dominican Republic, and Team Japan, it's going to continue to get harder and harder and harder. And again, I like the hitters overall for Team USA, but I definitely worry about the pitching. And again, I think every country's fans are worrying about the pitching because that's definitely the weakest link for all of these countries. Not just starting pitching, but bullpen pitching and the other guys that have to come in. And if you're not going to get starters, going 6-7 innings and they're only going 4, that definitely is going to open the door for those other teams to be able to come back. And that's what we've seen here today. I mean, we could have had Skeens go 6-7 innings. Maybe Mexico's at 1 right now instead of 3. Bottom of the 8th, 5-3, Team USA. Garcia on the mound, high and inside to Bryce Terang, almost hits him. 1-0 count. Come on, Bryce. Bryce was one of the MVPs in Game 1 with Aaron Judge. He had the most hits out of Team USA, but Judge had the 2-run blast in the first and has another home run here today, Aaron Judge. But let's see if Bryce can get it going here and go at least 2 for 4. Pitch outside, 2 balls and no strikes to Bryce Terang, who is 1 for 3 with a double. 2-0 pitch from Garcia, high and inside. And that should have been a ball. I don't know how the hell that was called a strike, but we don't got ABS to challenge. 2 balls and 1 strike should be a 3-0 count. 2 balls and 1 strike with nobody on and no outs. 5-3, Team USA lead in the bottom of the 8th. 2-1 pitch, Terang crushes it into left field, fading foul. 3 balls and 1 strike, I wish. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Bryce Terang. 2-2 pitch, inside. Count now is full for Garcia. 3 balls and 2 strikes to Bryce Terang. Come on, Bryce. Take the walk if it's not there. 3-2 pitch. And Terang crushes it into left field, fading foul. Count still remains 3 balls and 2 strikes with nobody on and no outs. Bottom of the 8th inning, Team USA hanging on to a very slim lead, 5-3. Jaron Duran with 2 home runs, keeping Team Mexico in range for the comeback. Garcia on the mound, Terang in the box. 3-2 pitch. And slow dribbler to Garcia. Flip to first. And that is 1 away. Good defense there by Team Mexico. Next up for Team USA, shortstop Bobby Witt Jr., who's probably been the most impressive player defensively for Team USA with a couple web gems. And Aaron Judge had a really nice one in right field, throwing out the runner, trying to go to third. So we definitely have seen some great defensive plays here tonight. First pitch, popped up in foul territory and lands into about the 5th row. And USA, Mexico, and Italy are all 2-0. But that will change here in a moment. And Dominic Canzone and Miles Mastroboni for the Seattle Mariners are on Team Italy, and we'll be playing them tomorrow at 6 on FS1 Pacific, and can't wait for that. 0-1 pitch. Slow dribbler, fouls it off himself. No balls and 2 strikes to Bobby Witt Jr. Come on, Bobby. Bobby Witt Jr. in the box. Bryce Harper on deck. O2 pitch. High and away, 4-seam fastball, 95 miles an hour, missing by Team Mexico's Garcia.
1 ball and 2 strikes to Bobby Witt Jr. Come on, Bobby. One-two pitch. And a line drive. Base knock into center field. Go, go, go. Bobby's trying to go for 2. Sliding in safe. Great base running there by Bobby Witt Jr. And that earlier play by, Roman Anthony trying to go home from third. The only player that would have had the speed to probably get there is Bobby Witt Jr. And Bobby shows that speed right there. Great angle off first base and a great attempt sliding in head first. Safe at second. Now we got a runner in scoring position. Great job, Bobby. You the man. Next up is first baseman Bryce Harper. Let's see if Harper can open this game up for Team USA. First pitch to Bryce Harper, fouls it off towards that third base line, out of play, 0-1 count. 1 for 4 with a single so far for Bryce, and he hasn't really been able to get into a full rhythm yet in this WBC, but I'm hoping that he'll get better as the tournament continues on. 0-1 pitch from Garcia. Big swing and a miss from Bryce. Timing seems a little off in this tourney. No balls and 2 strikes to Bryce Harper. Come on, Bryce. See if we can get one into the gap. Oh-2 pitch. And that is strike 3 looking. Down goes Bryce Harper. 2 away. Nice job by Garcia with the punch out. Next up, all rise. Right fielder Aaron Judge, who's been magnificent today, offensively with a home run and defensively throwing out a runner that was trying to get to third base, and he had a laser. Let's go, Aaron. By far the best player on Team USA, and they're going to intentionally walk Aaron Judge. Boo! You kidding me? I'm going to walk Aaron Judge, damn it. Smart move, though. Next up, DHing Kyle Schwarber. But Schwarber is good enough to hit a home run just like Judge. And again, we haven't had too many homers for Team USA, but Schwarber and Judge do. Have some home runs under the belt. Let's see if Schwarber can make them pay with a 3-run blast here to go up 8-3. Come on, Schwarber. Even an RBI would be great. In there for a strike, 0-1 count. They're in the building. What's good? Yeah, I saw, with Michael Pittman going to the Steelers. And obviously Evans going to the Niners. Not good. Again, we both see our, favorite guys go to new teams, but that's the NFL. It's a business. 0-1 pitch. Fouls it behind the plate. No balls and 2 strikes from Garcia to Schwarber. I hope you're doing well. And again, there was rumors, for Pittman and for Evans, but I think that we were both kind of hopeful and praying that those guys would stay. But, sometimes it is about money. And, I'm definitely sad to see those 2 go. Jamel Dean going to the Steelers as well. Didn't want to see that happen either. But again, it is the business. Pitch is low and away. 1 ball and 2 strikes from Garcia to Schwarber. I saw that. But it definitely opens up the door for the draft and other free agents, and we'll see how it all goes. Plus, sometimes the money that the other teams offer is a little bit more than what we would have offered, with the Colts and the Bucks. So. And I'm gonna be missing Evans, that's for damn sure. 1-2 pitch, slow dribbler up the middle, throw to first, and that is out number 3. All right, Team Mexico with one last chance, down by 2 runs, and let's see if they have the right bodies in place to do it. They got Meneses, Alvarez Jr., and Gonzalez. Next up for Team Mexico is Joey Meneses, who is 1 for 1. Batting second in the 6th hole, third baseman Nacho Alvarez Jr., who is 0 for 3. And batting third, last but not least, for Team Mexico, second baseman in the 7th hole, Nick Gonzalez. And then we got Whitlock coming in for Team USA instead of Griffin Jacks. And hopefully that will be in our favor. And coming in for Team USA for Griffin Jacks is going to be Garrett Whitlock. All right, Team USA, we finally had our first challenge, here today. And again, we figured it was not going to be easy. And pitching is going to be the death to a lot of these teams, including Team USA. Skubal deciding to go back to the Detroit Tigers, and I kind of felt that we needed Skeen, Skubal, and Logan Webb, throughout this whole tourney if we were even going to get to the final. And now with Skubal deciding to turn his back on Team USA to go back to his regular routine with the Detroit Tigers, I get it. The chances of us winning this tournament are going to be a hell of a lot harder with no Skubal, let me tell you. I mean, it's still possible, but again, Dominican Republic, Team Japan, Venezuela, there's quite a few teams that could end up knocking us off or beating us in the final, but I hope that we get there. First pitch from Whitlock to Meneses, fouls it off, 0-1 count. Top of the 9th inning, Team USA up 5-3. Jarren Duran with 2 homers, keeping Team Mexico in range. But again, pitching has not been the greatest after Skeens exited. 0-1 pitch, right down the middle. And Whitlock is way better than Griffin Jacks or, Matthew Boyd. So I do agree with this decision. No balls and 2 strikes from Whitlock to Meneses. Garrett Whitlock on the mound for Team USA. Joey Meneses in the box for Team Mexico. 0-2 pitch. And right down that first base line. Damn you, Whitlock. And that's going to be a double. Oh, he ends up pumping the brakes. I can't believe he didn't try for 2. And Joey Meneses with the single. Come on, Whitlock. And again, relief pitching for Team USA is going to be something definitely to keep an eye on. But you could say that pretty much for every country. Pitching is the weakness for everyone. Yeah, I like the Anzalone, picking up, because obviously we know that Levante David might be retiring and whatnot, and Gainwell can end up coming in and backing up since we're not going to re-sign Rashad White, and we'll have him with Bucky Irving. But, I mean, losing Mike Evans, are you fucking kidding me? It's like the Seahawks losing Kenneth Walker III. It's like, really? Or even Pittman going to the Steelers. It's like, no, but... again, the NFL is a business, and it's unfortunate sometimes when you see one of your favorite players leave. First pitch, fouled off, and fouled behind the plate, 0-1 count. Like, sub, donate, comment, share. If you haven't smashed that like button yet, please do. Help us get to 100 likes, 100 on that dono train. And 5 to 15 subs. 0-1 pitch, popped up, and out of play. And any kind of support that we can get would be needed. I got to take Paisley to the vet this month, once a year, and I imagine it's going to cost me like $350, and we could definitely use some help to be able to make that happen. Top of the 9th, 5-3, Team USA up by 2. Big swing and a miss. Nice punch out by Whitlock, and that is 1 away. Yeah, also considering Debo moved on to the Commanders, they weren't going to sign Ayuk. You didn't really have a whole lot to work with, over there for the Niners with Ricky Pearsall being the one. So they had to be able to spend the money, and $20 million a year for 3 years, for the last 3 years for Mike Evans, I guess was too rich. But also I think it's because the defense was so shitty for Tampa, and we blew all those games the last, 2 to 3 months of the year. If we would have made the playoffs, I think Evans would have stayed. But the lack of defense and the lack of good coaching by Bowles, I don't blame Evans for wanting to move on to try to be able to
make one more Super Bowl before he retires. So Bulls definitely cost us Mike Evans, and I can't wait for them to fire him, and hopefully we'll hire Mike Tomlin. So we got to wait one more year. Cornelius coming in for Team Mexico in pinch hitting. Fouls that one back, 0-1 count. Whitlock on the mound, Cornelius in the box. Top of the ninth inning, Team USA up by 2, 5-3 with a runner at first with 1 out. What's up, TJ? Big swing and a miss there by Cornelius. Beautiful pitch by Whitlock. No balls and 2 strikes with a runner at first and 1 out. And if we really want to end it, slow dribbler right up the middle unless we get a punch out or a double play, but kind of feels like it might be a punch out rather than a double play opportunity here. 0-2 pitch, low and at the knees. 1 ball and 2 strikes from Whitlock to Cornelius. Now signed Rashid Shaheed, so at least they got one piece to come back. 1-2 pitch, low and inside at the knees with the changeup, 85 miles an hour by Whitlock. 2 balls and 2 strikes from Whitlock to Cornelius. Give me a slow dribbler up the middle for a double play, game over. That one fouled behind the plate. 2 balls and 2 strikes from Whitlock to Cornelius. Shit, I need a GoFundMe for my dog rather than the Seahawks. My pup is more important than Seattle. She's got some shots that she needs to get done, and vet visits are not cheap. Big swing and a miss, and there it is. Another punch out there from Whitlock. 2 away, 1 out away from victory here in Pool B in the World Baseball Classic between Team USA and Team Mexico. Was the Michael Pittman signing to the Steelers shocking for you this morning? Because I know the Mike Evans thing was shocking to me. Like, I knew there was a chance that he could leave, but I still in the back of my mind was praying that he would stay. But, I knew the Niners were in consideration. But first pitch, low and at the knees, 1-0 count. Well, what was the rumor mill for Colts fans? Was that a shocking thing for most Colts fans? Or did they see that coming? 1-0 pitch. Big swing and a miss from Thomas. 1 ball and 1 strike from Whitlock to Alec Thomas. Garrett Whitlock on the mound. Alec Thomas in the box. Come on, Team USA. 1-1 pitch. Big swing and a miss. Change up 84 miles an hour right down the middle by Whitlock. We're 1 strike away from victory here. And then we got Team Italy tomorrow on FS1 at 6 p.m. Pacific. Dominic Canzone and Miles Mastrobuoni from the Seattle Mariners representing. And we will be live tomorrow at 6 p.m. Pacific for that game versus Team USA and Team Italy. But they're probably going to be looking at someone in the draft, and I imagine Tampa will be as well, unless they end up signing another individual in free agency. You're going to need to have someone bigger. And that ball almost hits Thomas, like by an inch. 2 balls and 2 strikes from Whitlock to Thomas. Like, sub, donate, comment, share. If you haven't smashed that like button yet, please do. Help us get to 100 likes, 100 on that dono train, and 5 to 15 subs. 2-2 pitch. Slow dribbler up the middle. Get it! Throw to first. Got him! And we hang on, and this is the first competitive game that we've had. And again, thank God we have teams. Skubal decided to go back to Detroit. And again, it wasn't easy, but we got just enough to get the job done. 2-run homer by Judge, 3-run homer by Roman Anthony, and that was enough for us to win the game. Well, I love you guys, and I appreciate you guys very much. Again, hit your like button on the way out if you could. It'd be greatly appreciated. And I will be live tomorrow for Italy and USA tomorrow at 6 p.m. Pacific, and that'll be on FS1 on a global broadcast. And I love you guys, and I appreciate you guys very much. And I got one question for you. We know talk sports like us. Boy Ryan, Northwest Sports Fanatics. Final score: Team USA 5, Team Mexico 3, and I am out. Okay.